to the IRS, whether it's 5,000, 50,000, or 500,000, we have a solution. It doesn't matter if you're sitting in your car, at work, or with your kids. No matter where you are, call now. 800-575-8695. Don't lose hope. TRA can eliminate or reduce what you owe to the IRS. There is zero risk to you. If we can't reduce your tax debt, then you pay nothing. Our passion is taxes and helping individuals fix their IRS problems. We have a 5-star rating on Google and Yelp and an A+ with the Better Business Bureau. You don't need to be afraid of the IRS any longer. End your tax nightmare today by visiting us online at TRA.com or call 800-575-8695. That's 800-575-8695. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Attention business owners, do you need zero money down financing on new or used equipment? Meet Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, your gateway to equipment financing that breaks the mold. JR Capital offers zero money down financing options on both new and used equipment, vehicles, heavy machinery, and more. It's a game changer, giving you the power to enhance your operations without slowing you down or denting your cash flow. Need a boost in working capital or a flexible line of credit? Dylan can help your business get the cash flow it needs fast. The process is a breeze, too, with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. Call Dylan Cohen at JR Capital today at 602-834-7353 or click on Finance with Dylan at moneyradio.com. Call Dylan Cohen, 602-834-7353 and get the money you need for your business today.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
Top of the 7th looks like a pitching change as they've set up for a corner kick. The two black belts have entered the mat, and the slider is low and away. He heads the ball to midfield. This is quite a kumite. Here comes the roundhouse. Has it got enough gas to get out of here? Unbelievable. They've bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Kick Savings Pitch Karate.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
This year, Dell Technologies wants to help you do amazing things with their best tech. For a limited time only, save on select next-gen PCs, like the XPS 13 Plus, powered by Intel Core processors, and more. Plus, curate your dream setup with great deals on select monitors, mice, and more must-have electronics and accessories. When you shop online at Dell.com/deals, you'll have access to leading-edge technology to match your forward-thinking spirit and free shipping on everything. Again, that's Dell.com/deals.
It's almost time for Arizona voters to pick their candidate for president. The presidential preference election is on March 19th, and if you want to vote by mail, make sure you are on the active early voting list or request a one-time ballot by mail. Elections are independently managed by each Arizona county, so reach out to your county recorder's office before March 15th if you want a ballot by mail. Get more election details at arizona.vote. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
KQFN AM Tempe, K257 CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM, K240 EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM. Listen to Jim Rome and the Jungle, weekday mid-mornings on 1580 and 99.3. The Fanatic, live from the Harmon Solar Studios.
All right, people, settle down. Because it's time for what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it. All right, everybody, it's Friday here on the Daily Blender, and your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Hey, look, it's Ralph from Harmon Solar. You guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And, all right, so, woof, there's a lot going on right now. There is an awful lot going on right now. We got the Combine, and we have the NHL, and we got the NBA, and we've got spring training for baseball. There's a lot going on right now. Yeah, but I want to promise everybody one thing right now. I want to make sure you understand that, this was not my idea that we would institute surge pricing on 1580 The Fanatic. So there's going to be certain times of day where you're going to get charged more to listen to the radio. Like right now, it's pretty cheap. Radio On has decided this is a pretty cheap time. So we're actually normal pricing right now. But
Right.
like when Jim Rome is on, the pricing goes up, and for some reason, 3 a.m. pricing just goes through the roof. So at different times, you'll be increased by a certain percentage of what you pay now to listen to this show and to the radio. So here's what y'all know: it's not my idea. I had nothing to do with it.
Right.
But boy, once he heard about Wendy's doing it, he just couldn't get quicker to the computer to sort this out.
I mean, Radio Ron is an innovator. He is an innovator, and he's been an innovator his whole radio career. So this doesn't surprise me.
No, come on now. Don't. He was not an innovator. Here's what he said: I could do that, and then it was done. So there's no innovation.
Some innovations are just like that.
And then there's Burger King is on the other side there. They're saying the only thing surging at Burger King is the fire. We don't believe in charging people when they're hungry. So Burger King is just like, aha, Wendy's, you bitch. And so now they're not, I guess, going to charge more. In fact, they're offering a free Whopper or one of them fake Whoppers. They call it the Impossible Whopper, the vegan Whopper. I don't know what it is. But you have to use their app, and it's today only. So anyway.
That's too bad.
So if you start to notice a surging of the pricing on the app or in your radio, it's not my thing.
What's Radio Ron going to do when Wendy's goes out of business?
He'll go out of business too. He'll go out of business.
So we'll be closed. Okay.
Because
That'll be innovation, Ron.
No, his employees won't be able to eat anymore. They can't afford it anywhere else. So.
Good thing you're not in California, right?
Oh, dear God, that's a true statement. Big George says, happy Friday. And, oh, boy, the Coyotes lost 15 games in a row. It's getting out of control. What are we doing? Just playing for a lottery pick now? I don't think this is on purpose, but it's not 15 in a row. It's 14 in a row. And they did drop one again last night to the Toronto Maple Leafs. I got nothing. I have nothing. I don't know what the hell is going on. Is this coach getting fired kind of losing streak? Because they seem like they were doing okay, and then they're not doing okay.
I don't think that he's in trouble. He's in on the hot seat. I think again, this is a situation where they've had some key injuries. They're trying to fight through them. They're trying to work their way through them. And again, this is a young team that was not expected to go, very far. I mean, they were expected to be better. Right now they're 23-31. I think they can turn around and make this a season that they can be proud of. But they've got to do something. It's the injuries and their lack of defense. I think they're going to have to shore up the defensive end of the puck, and they're going to have to get some people back that are key.
I mean, there's 23 games left. If they don't win, they have a game 5th against the Blackhawks, who are pretty bad. I think if they lose that game, you might see a change.
Yeah,
really, I really do.
Okay.
I think you might, because that would be 17 in a row, and you just lost to one of the worst teams in hockey. You might see something happen at that point. I don't know.
Yeah, the only bright spot is that local kid Matthews got his 53rd goal on us. So, I mean, I guess we're supposed to pull for him, right?
And you're trying to avoid making history. Longest losing streak in NHL history, 18 games.
Yeah. All right. Well, hopefully
so
we can
get that game against the Blackhawks. Please win that one.
Please.
Please.
If you don't, you're in trouble. There's
no, it's just a tough stretch. Like I was looking at the games that they have coming up. It's a tough stretch of games that they have.
Yeah, they after the Blackhawks, they play the Minnesota Wild, the Red Wings, the Blackhawks again. But even before then, they play the Senators today at 5 p.m. in Ottawa, and then they go to Washington and take on the Capitals. So there's two teams right there where they could set the record.
Something's bothering me right now.
I can't imagine what.
So have you guys noticed lately that when you get T-shirts that the logo, whatever's on it, is not quite centered? Have you guys noticed that? I've gotten some T-shirts where the whole thing. Look at I'm wearing my Letterkenny Irish shirt here, and it is over to one side just a tad. This one is not too bad, but I got a couple of different shirts that people have given me where the whole thing is it's over like this, and the middle of me is here, but the logo is over to the side. And this is not just my OCD talking. This is a couple of different T-shirts.
But that's an Irish thing, isn't it? Well, you're so damn drunk you can't see it straight anyway. So you just
No,
put it
that
to the
makes
side.
sense. That would make sense, but this
It's
was
just if the shirt's made in Taipei, then that's not
Yeah.
exactly an Irish
Well, they
thing.
get a drunk Taipei guy
Well,
to do it.
no. I got an Arizona shirt. Somebody because my kids know I love the Arizona flag. I think it's cool looking, and they got me this shirt. It's very soft. It's very nice, and it's like, oh, this is cool. It's an Arizona shirt. The flag, but it's like,
It's all the-
they got me one shirt for Father's Day a couple of years ago that says the man, the myth, the legend, and everything. But the whole thing, the print is like tilted, and I just can't wear it. Drives me crazy because my OCD does kick in. But I want to ask you guys: have you noticed your T-shirts or they didn't center the screen press or something?
No, not at all. But then again, I don't shop where you do. But no, not at all.
I didn't buy these things. I
Well, that says a
didn't
lot about
shop
what
at
they're
all. So
Maybe
the kids went to the bargain table, I guess, for me.
they probably went down to Tijuana and bought them.
Oh man, my kids are not so cool. They actually get to Tijuana and back without trouble. So I didn't know if you guys had noticed that the quality control on things. If you order online, I get it. Okay, you're good. But do you try on T-shirts when you buy them? Like if you go to like a clothing store and you're like, oh, cool T-shirt, or do you just grab it and you're like, this is a good T-shirt. You put it on later and you're like, oh, damn it.
Oh, I try them usually.
You gotta try them on to make sure it's not.
Well, yeah, too. But also, I've just had shirts where it's just it looks like it should fit, and it's or a large or a medium depending on the thing. But I'll get some medium shirts. They
We've
fit
all
really well.
all fallen to the looks like it should fit.
Yeah.
thing.
So I just got into the habit of trying the stuff on, man, so I can make sure that I don't have to go back to the store because I'm lazy and I probably won't.
Let me show you right here. So here's the middle of me right here. All right. So here's the middle of me, and it goes to here. And look how far over this is. It's like a full letter over to one side, even the one that's not as bad. You guys are seeing it now, right? It's like it's over to my right.
I think it looks fine.
It's
most people won't notice it, but
you can see it, but it's not.
It's not right.
It's not obvious. Is the thing? It's not obvious enough.
No, it's left.
Just off.
It's not right. It's left.
Yeah, just off a little bit there. Anyway, so I just wanted to see if you guys had run into that frustration too. So guess it's just me.
No,
not really.
So I'm the one getting all the bad ones. Fine.
Well, no, I don't know. I don't think it's a bad one. I think it's fine. It's lined up just fine.
It might be your eyes.
But it bothers me.
Well, what you should do is just take that off, soak it in gasoline, and burn it.
Okay.
That'll fix it.
Can I take it off first?
Absolutely.
Thank you. Swazman says, Jeffrey, tilted to the left thing is a southpaw thing. All of us lefties always tilt our hat a little bit amongst the other things, if you know what I mean. Just a little bit off center. Here, look at my straw hats I painted recently for some Rams fans. They're all a little off center.
That went to a bad place.
Yeah, I'm just trying not to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
What other things does he tilt to the left?
I mean,
fingers.
Yep.
Fingers?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Nothing. Or his
Toothbrush,
penis.
maybe?
Probably his penis.
I think that's what he actually meant, but I wasn't trying to go there.
Penis. Noah says, hello, good afternoon, guys. Why are you woofing, Jeffrey? Did an ugly girl just walk by the studio? I don't know. I can't remember why I woofed. Sometimes
Because there's so many things going on.
Oof.
You were like, woof, we got a lot going on.
That's not just when you see something that's like, oof. That's it's a universal usage word, Noah. Shut up, Canadian. Pinocchio says, if I'm listening at the airport, is it double? There's probably some airport charges in fees.
Yeah.
The Jet says, is Ralph only going to charge on days that it's sunny? No, you're only going to make money off those solar panels on days that it's sunny. Of course, that's not even true either, because
they're producing the shade.
Yeah, if there's cloud cover, the UV lighting still gets through and charges it. So get off his penis. There we go. What?
3 times you said that already.
Yeah,
penis.
Yeah, 4.
Big George says it's called fashion and style for a reason. But, tilted is all the rage. Shut up, George. You don't know anything about fashion. I've seen you. Last night, Grand Canyon University did unto the UT Rio Grande Valley Vaqueros as expected. That time, it was as expected, beating them 72-43. That's right, by nearly 30 points. So that is way more than expected, actually. There was, what was it? We said it was a 19 points. Was the spread, or was it 22? No, it was 22 points.
Yeah, they actually didn't. But, well, yeah.
The Vaqueros did not cover the spread. The Grand Canyon Lopes destroyed it.
Why are you, yesterday you were talking about this team and you said, say it again, Vaqueros. My wife was laughing at you when you were saying
well,
that.
I don't know how to
say
it.
That guy is so white.
I've never seen it before. How do you say it?
I think it's Vaqueros, but don't quote me.
Vaquerons?
You said
Vaquerons?
You said Vaqueros. I'm like, what is he talking about?
Vaqueros.
Like Friday or what?
I don't know how else to say it.
It's Vaquero.
Get her on mic so we can have her tell us how to say it.
Yeah.
They're taking on the bus.
I told her to text in.
The Vaqueros. I don't know, man.
Vaqueros. Well, it is Texas. Vaqueros.
No, don't say that.
What?
It's not Queeros.
Well, what is it? It's Queros, right? Vaqueros. What am I? How am I saying it wrong?
It's not qua. It's just K. It's the K sound.
Oh, Vaqueros.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just say so?
Because you said Vaqueros. I mean, it's like, no, we're not talking gay pride. We're talking basketball.
Vaqueros. Oh, you look at me. He's even rolling the R to impress his wife. Vaqueros.
I can roll the R.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That's the only reason you're still married.
Sing, 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 sing.
Vaqueros. The Jet says, quit changing the subject. No, we always, he says, you can't keep up. I can't keep up with my text. Also, it's equivalent when you tell a Canadian to shut up. Is it the same when you tell Ralph to shut up? I'm asking for a friend. Shut up is pretty universal, Jet. I really don't know what your point is. And no, we won't stop changing the subject. We go as fast as we go. And if you can't keep up, I'm not going to apologize.
No.
Noah says, why don't you guys just take your talents to satellite radio? Then you can charge all you want for the show. We don't have a satellite. So there you go. Anyway, so now the next game is Stevie F. Austin, also in Texas. That is at Sunday at 8 p.m. When is this season over, by the way? Is this pretty much coming up on it for the basketball season?
Should be.
And we're going to start getting into some tournaments now, so the conference tournaments and stuff, or is that the next week?
It is the next week, but this is the second to last game of the season. So they've got Stephen F. Austin, and then
you got to wait a whole week, and then then they got California Baptist next Saturday,
and that's it. We're gonna see the Lopes go to Vegas and try and get it done in the WAC tournament.
Ooh, sinful place for us to send these Christian boys.
Are you guys?
It's there every year. I think
we will pray for them.
They've got the safeguards.
You're not going to pass up. You're not going to pass up perhaps the play of the year for the Grand Canyon Antelopes, are you?
What are you talking about?
That alley-oop where was it Tyron Grant Foster where he had to reach back and throw it down?
Yeah,
I didn't see it.
I didn't see it. I heard it, but
that's the play of the year,
man. He said after the game, he hit his elbow on the backboard, so it kind of hurt. And I was like, wow, those are nice problems to have.
You don't get up that high, you're hitting your elbow.
Yeah,
he extended back too. It wasn't just the height that he got. The ball was a little high and
behind him, yeah.
And he had to go get it with his left hand, I think, and just went. It was very impressive. That's all I got to say. If they play like that in the tournament, I mean, wow.
There was also a windmill dunk at some point last night too.
Oh my gosh! But that dunk by Foster, wow! I can't tell you how.
I get the pronunciation now. Vaquero Taco Bell. That's how you say it. Vaquero.
No, it's not Vaquero. That's Yo Quiero Taco Bell.
No, but the team is Vaqueros. What is a Vaquero, by the way? Could you ask your wife what a Vaquero is?
I could ask her, sure.
We'll wait.
Yo Quiero Taco Bell is I want my Taco Bell, isn't it?
Well, I can say Vaquero Taco Bell if I want. I do what I want. Well, Desert Llama says, I'm Hispanic and I can confirm it's Vaqueros. Of course, that's the American accent of the pronunciation. So Desert Llama, what is a vaquero? What is a vaquero?
It's a cowboy.
It's a cowboy.
I'm asking Desert Llama. Don't.
Well, I just answered for Mr. Llama. It's a cowboy.
I think Mr. Llama probably knows, but I mean, if you want, we can.
Wait. Mr. Llama says it means cowboys. There you go.
So
Final word.
We're good. Okay.
Final word. Not a bot says, I can't wait for the Final Four to be at Cardinal Stadium. Hopefully they'll be able to see. Oh, no, I'm not reading anything about the Wildcats. No, you can forget that. I didn't even mention the game yesterday all day long. At the end of the day, Wilbur sent in a text saying, you're a bully. No, I'm not. I just decided we didn't want to go there. I got somebody typing at me in Spanish. You realize every time you guys do that, I got to hit the translate button. Let's see here. He says, you're pronouncing it all wrong. It's called jeans, like jeans. Show a little respect for Mexican culture. If it weren't for us, you wouldn't have tacos, quesadillas, or burritos.
Jeans.
Wait, so it's the UT
Jeans?
Rio Grande Valley jeans?
What's he talking about?
Maybe the translator.
Yeah, I think the translator mistook one of those words.
Jeans.
Let me go back to Spanish and see what he said in Spanish.
It's pronounced.
Lo estés pronunciando todo mal. Se llama vaqueros. Como vaqueros. Muestre un poco de respeto por la cultura mexicana. Sí,
Stop.
no fuera por nosotros.
This is painful.
Y no
horrible.
tendrías tacos, quesadillas, and burritos.
Did you?
I think I nailed it.
Yep.
I think you're getting whiter. by
All
the
good.
second.
I killed it.
Yeah. Not
Spot
a problem
on,
there at
Jeffco.
all.
Spot
Thank you.
on. Absolutely spot on.
I'm pretty proud of myself right there.
Yeah, you should be. Yeah.
I'm not saying I could do better, but woo.
Vaqueros.
That was bad.
Woof.
That was really, there's your woof. Yeah.
1580 El Fanático.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. There it is.
No, Beer Bob, I did not say that Michael Penis Jr. is tilted to the left. He hasn't even come up in conversation yet.
Wow.
We weren't even
Why you
talking
guys got to
about
pick
that.
on Michael Penix Jr. And I think the last name Penix.
Yeah, that's what I said.
Yeah, that's
No.
not what you said, but that's
No,
okay.
It's not what you said.
The Jet is worried that somebody should check on me. He thinks I might be having a stroke. Later, if I'm
That's-
lucky. Wilbur says, I want to know how Moist One pronounces vaqueros. No, you don't.
I never
You
once
don't?
asked that.
Why are you even bringing that up?
It's just
He pronounces it Vaqueros.
It's going to be wrong.
I bet he does, and I'm already sad to know that.
Hey, Vaqueros.
Mars Bars 805 says, happy faded Friday, guys. I'll take an 805, please. Go Lakers and Viva Mexico, cabrones. Not cabrones, cabrones. Cabron? You
Stop the
typing
word.
it with the right spelling doesn't help me pronounce it. That means brat, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Why can't I say that word?
Okay.
Well, okay, now I got to look it up to see what. It just means brat, doesn't it? It's not like I said the word that sounds like. Remember the rapper Coolio? Yeah, remember that? You got to be careful there. Yeah. Let me see here. Yeah, translation. Cabrones. You bastards. Oh. And other things.
Yes.
Yes.
Huh.
Wow. How do you
Oh,
know
The
when-
other things. Wait a minute.
How
That's
do you-
so
you can't-
context specific.
Yes. How do you know which version is being said? I just thought.
I think you just have to know
it's
when.
a slang word. I
Yeah,
mean,
here's the different translations of the same thing. You bastards, mother effers, a-holes, you effers, mother effer, you f's, guys. Bastard, you f-heads, you c words.
Did you say guys?
Guys.
the literal meaning is male goat,
See, again,
but the slang meaning is
yeah.
everything you just said.
but see,
But it's all of those
there's
things.
so many different slang meanings. When somebody says that, how do you know which one
we have,
applies?
for instance, every single one of the words that Jeffrey said that it could mean is basically a slang word in English, but they're all bad words. They're all separate bad words that
Except for male goat.
except for male goat.
You know,
That's true.
we need somebody who knows Spanish on the show, and then the next thing we need is adult supervision. I think with those two things,
I think we are far too
That
late
could
for
be
adult
one person,
supervision.
that'd be
But
good.
it could be my wife. You know,
that's a good point.
No, because then we'd lose you. You'd just be watching her all the time.
No,
You wouldn't be able to take your eyes off her, and
We
then
don't-
we would lose the whole third of the show right there.
Well, we don't go to bars and stuff because I end up just having to fight our way out of the place.
Well, I wasn't
Uh,
talking about that. You would just be kind of eyeballing her the whole time she was there. She cancan't be her. Sorry. Can't be Miss Kim. Sorry.
Esco fu muy acertado con Jeffrey.
Mm.
I'm better translate that. I don't know what he said.
Sound like there was queso in there somewhere.
I'm always happy with cheese. That's what I love about the Mexican culture. Lots of cheese.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. If I can just try. I know we're late for a break. That was very accurate with Jeffrey. You pronounced that Spanish very well with a strong gringo accent. Great job. Well, all right. We got to take a break. When we come back, let's go ahead and talk a little bit about the Phoenix Suns and some other NBA stuff. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 El Fanático.
This is Brent Musburger's Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic. Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
NBA, the Phoenix Suns beat the Houston Rockets Thursday night, 110-105. They've now won 4 of their last 6. Devin Booker led Phoenix with 35 points. They'll face the Rockets again on Saturday. NBA tonight, the Clippers home in Los Angeles. They'll take on the Washington Wizards. Clippers a 15-point home favorite, minus 1,200 on the money line. Washington plus 750, over under 238. The Milwaukee Bucks are in Chicago tonight to take on the Bulls. Milwaukee a 4-point road favorite, minus 178 on the money line. Chicago plus 150. With an over-under of 221.5. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Hi, this is Scott Trout of Cordell & Cordell. If you're a dad who is facing divorce, there are extra layers of stress that may include stereotypes and assumptions. No two situations are the same. Our legal experience and dedication prepare us for whatever legal challenges we face together. You need a partner you can count on. For more than 30 years, Cordell & Cordell has represented men in divorce.
Schedule an appointment with one of Cordell & Cordell's Phoenix area attorneys. Scott Trout, licensed in Missouri, Illinois, and Georgia only. CordellCordell.com.
Jeffrey O'Brien here, and congratulations. You just made it through the hottest summer in Arizona history. No lie. The only proof you need is in that electric bill. If you don't have solar, I wonder how bad it's going to get next year. You need to call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189, or go to harmonsolar.com.
Hey everybody, Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. You know, the Lund Mortgage Team has been doing their thing for over 2 decades in the Valley, helping thousands of people in Arizona save money on their loans, get the best rate. They're mortgage brokers. They can shop it around for you. And now more than ever, it is so important to have a mortgage professional that's been around, that's seen the high rates, low rates, everything in between, because look, there's no sugarcoating what's going on right now. The rates are higher. However, the supply and demand, the whole how many houses are for sale in Arizona and what's going on, it's gone in favor of the buyer now. So if you're going to buy a new home, it is important to go and get that rate. Whatever that rate is, it's not going to be your forever rate. That's important to think about. So lock it in, get the house of your dreams, and move on. But let the people at the Lund Mortgage Team do their job. All the heavy lifting from start to finish. They'll find you the best rate out there. Call 623-875-9940, 623-875-9940, or online, lundmortgage.com.
Mom, where are my keys?
Why do I have to take out the garbage? I'm too sick to go to school. Quit hogging the bathroom.
If you're having a hard time living with all the noise, it's even harder to live without it. Fake pills with fentanyl are the #1 killer of youth in Arizona. Learn how to talk to your kids at talknowaz.com. This message is sponsored by the Substance Abuse Coalition Leaders of Arizona.
Hi, I'm Ralph Romano.
And I'm Neil Lynch.
We've been friends for over 30 years. And
Wait. It's been over 30 years?
Yep, you are that old.
Well, at least you have one friend.
Anyway, we have a show called The Weekend Warriors, Saturdays at 10 a.m.
We'll discuss national and local sports, and we'll talk about some sports that you don't hear about much.
We'll also interview local athletes, coaches, and sports-related business owners to share their stories with you.
We look forward to sharing these great stories and hanging out with you.
It's The Weekend Warriors every Saturday at 10 a.m. right here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Stay Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. Oh, Ralph.
What?
You needed overtime? Seriously?
What?
You needed overtime to beat the Wizards?
Thought it was double overtime.
Are you
It was
really going to
double
talk?
overtime?
Are you
There
gonna
were two
talk?
of them?
No, it was just one overtime.
Oh,
bad.
my
it was?
God.
No, I
Yeah.
thought it
So
was
wait,
double.
I thought it was
you,
double, but
You barely beat Houston, who beat you last week.
That's
by the
not
way.
even what
Oh,
I'm
It's
talking
not even
about.
remotely comparable, Ralph.
There,
Really?
it's
Yes.
the Wizards with Jordan Poole, who
Ralph,
doesn't know how to
the
inbound
Wizards
pass.
have the
You know,
worst record in basketball.
in
Are
Italy,
you sure that that's the same thing?
In Italy, we say this.
No, you got a little something in your gray beard there. Okay. Guess that's what he's trying
They're not
to tell
even
us.
remotely the same
Because we
thing.
beat the Clippers and then we beat Washington on the back-to-back.
Ralph,
game. So it's a second of a
Jordan
back-to-back.
Poole put up 34 on you. Jordan.
Not on me. I wasn't there because I would have blocked him.
Yeah.
I would have slammed that ball down on him.
And yeah, you had a whole squad of guys and nobody
It's
was doing
the
anything.
Wizards. I'm sorry.
It's the
Yeah.
second
But it's
game
the
on
Oh no,
Wizards.
I'm aware. The actively tanking Wizards.
Second game on a back-to-back.
Actively
That
tanking.
happens.
You
After-
need
after a big win,
overtime.
After a big win against the Clippers, you're going to have that on the second night.
Oh my God.
I was
yeah.
expecting a very close game because of that.
You are not. You
I
are
really was.
so full of crap.
After what happened the night before,
It's
I
a
was.
9-win basketball team that's lost 14 games in a row.
You showed
Uh-huh.
up, your Lakers showed up expecting the same thing everybody expects when they play the Wizards, an easy win. And you didn't just sleep, you were comatose on them till the very end. It took an overtime to beat the
And a very
Wizards.
unimpressive overtime, by the way.
Cocaine's a hell of a drug, man.
My God.
Should we drug test any Lakers, or
You
what,
know
what are
what
you
you
asking
say?
for here?
This is not the kind of behavior you expect from the in-tournament champions.
Damn.
In
Did you
season
see their
tournament
champion?
champions, you
Did you
do
see the
better.
championship toe rings they got? They're really nice.
A little chain that goes up to their belly button. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
yeah, that's you should just probably just be in shame right now. But no, last night was it was a pretty nice win, 110-105 over the Rockets. You had 35 from Booker, 24 from Kevin Durant. Things got a little bit chippy, but whatever. It's a W, and that's all you care about right there. Just still wondering when the hell Bradley Beal is going to show up. He's
So-
been out 5 games.
Phoenix wins. It's a W. That's all you care about.
It was the Wizards,
Lakers
Ralph.
win.
It was
the
the
Lakers win.
Wizards.
It doesn't matter.
It was the Wizards, man.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Was the Wizards.
The
Huge difference.
The Rockets have won 2 times as many games as the Wizards have lost 14 games in a row. They're not even
This
comparable.
conversation is going to be my lead-in tomorrow on Weekend Warriors.
The
I'm going to trash
Lakers-
all of you.
The Lakers should
Don't
turn
trash
in
me.
their
I'm just sitting here
in-season
laughing.
tournament rings. All of them. Just turn them in. You don't deserve it after last night, even though you won. Doesn't
None of you
matter.
are invited on my show tomorrow. None of you.
Oh, boo-hoo.
Hey, that's an extra hour of
It's going to
sleep.
be me and the Shriners kid, and that's it.
Well, that saves us making excuses, I guess. All right. When I want to talk about this Bradley Beal thing. Now, that's the thing that we've all been looking at. Hey, that's pretty good as long as it works. And we're not going to know if it works until playoff time. But I got to be honest with you, not real confident about him being available for playoffs. So you know Bradley Beal. You know
not personally.
but no, I didn't mean that. He
No.
played for your team. So
Though I did have good seats at a Hawks game one time, and I did high five him. So
Yeah,
that's about as that's as
not where I'm
close
going here, but
as close as we got.
you had him on your team, your horrible team.
Well, they weren't horrible while he was there.
Well, he's not exactly helping the Suns when he's not playing. So, what is his rhythm? Should we expect him for the playoffs, or should we not expect him? Because I'm feeling like we can't count on him.
I think you can expect him for the playoffs. Just while he was a Wizard, anytime that they were in the playoffs, he was available.
Is he doing this on purpose? Are they resting
No.
him and just sort of trying to keep
It's
him
a
around?
it's a hamstring. You can't rush it.
he
you
says
gotta,
it's a hamstring.
Yeah, it's a hamstring.
He says it's a hamstring.
We saw him limp. It's a hamstring.
I could fake a limp off a court just like
I mean,
anybody
you,
else.
you can, but I don't know. That's not Bradley Beal. That's never been him faking injuries. It's just it's a hamstring. You let them get better. When you have a muscle that's strained, you there's nothing you can do to make it go faster. It's when it's ready, it's ready.
I know about a hamstring. I've had legitimate hamstring injuries, really bad ones. But Bradley Beal,
it's been an issue in his career, so like it's not a new injury for him. It didn't just
why do we do this?
he didn't
Now
just
I'm
pretend.
regretting doing this. Why did we do this?
Because you needed something to pry open a shot at that championship window.
Yeah, we had to get rid of
your other option. You had to get rid of Ayton, but your other option was you'd still have Chris Paul. Ask the Warriors how many games he's played for them. It's less than Bradley Beal.
Well,
so
that's true,
what were your options?
I don't know.
Nothing.
It better work out in the end. That's all I'm saying.
I mean, you hope so. I just haven't known him to miss playoff games. So
Okay.
I mean, except for when the team didn't make the playoffs, but that's a different situation.
Right.
And not likely to happen
when did they
here.
ever make the playoffs?
When he was there, they made the playoffs like 7 times.
Did they really?
Yes, they did.
That's
I just never heard about it because it was the East.
Yeah, it was the East and it was the Wizards. And we people know they're not going to the finals. So but they won the playoffs. Yeah.
We talked about this when they got him earlier. You remember we talked about it? I said he's got nothing but injury history. He always misses games.
Yeah, but nobody argued with you on that.
Yeah. I mean, so what did you expect? This is what he does. He doesn't play games.
I mean,
it's money well spent. Good job.
It's to me, it was always about.
I'd like to speak to the manager.
Be prepared for the playoffs. That was what I said this from the beginning of the season. It was always going to be, as long as he's ready to go playoff time and he's played enough in the regular season to get that chemistry with everybody else. That's what you're playing for.
I hope the Ishbia kept a receipt because I feel like we should take this one back.
Okay,
I'm not feeling good about
but
this
if you
purchase.
undo this whole transaction, you get to have Chris Paul back too. And I just think that's like complaining about Bradley Beal has always been kind of silly to me. Just because
if I go down to the store and I return a shirt, they don't make me buy the ugly pants I traded in.
but
that's not how it works.
You gave up players for Bradley Beal.
But Chris Paul's played more games. Chris Paul's played more games this year than he has.
Okay, so you just want to give
I don't
Bradley
have all
Beal.
the answers.
Wait a minute,
but
you want
we
to
also
give
don't
Brad?
have a
You want
player right now.
Okay, you want to give Bradley Beal back and get nothing back, and just have a team
Out of
with one
spite,
less
that'll
player.
teach him.
Okay,
I don't know.
I don't know what you're suggesting that they do here.
I'm upset. I don't know what I'm suggesting either.
What are you upset about? It's an injury. Like you can't predict those.
Is it too late to say, could we get Jordan Poole instead?
I mean, it'll only be
just for the comedy.
He'll only be good at beating the Lakers, but that's about it.
Well,
look,
that's always fun.
We
beat the Lakers too. Hey, high five, Keon. Wizards and the Sun beat the Lakers.
Well, the Wizards didn't quite beat them, but it was close enough to laugh.
Oh, that's close enough to being a beating.
What was it, Ralph?
It was close enough for me to laugh.
Flicking something off your
Yeah,
finger.
I had
a little something on your finger there.
Yeah, no, I'm just not worried about the Beal thing. He's ready during the playoffs.
We shall see.
By the way, congratulations on this. When the Lakers beat the Washington, what are they calling them now?
It's still the Wizards.
Thank you, Wizards. What? Well, I don't know. Yeah, it used to be the Bullets, and I didn't know.
Yeah, about 20-something years ago, but sure.
Yeah, a little bit too on the nose for DC. But
it was. That's literally why.
Yeah.
It's not even a joke.
So Washington is now the worst team in all of basketball.
Mm-hmm.
It had been the Detroit Pistons, but now after getting beat by the Lakers last night, now Washington is the worst team. Now that means you get the first pick, or you just get more lottery picks. I mean, that puts you in the best position at least right now, right?
That
was the plan, right?
Not really. Like at a certain point, it doesn't really help you because the bottom 3 teams have the same odds.
Mm-hmm.
And they did that because they didn't want teams losing on purpose to be at the bottom. So like once you're one of the worst 3 teams, you actually can stop trying to be the worst team because you've got the same odds of getting the number 1 pick as the 3rd worst team.
It's not as much fun as how the NFL does it.
Yeah, but NBA teams took tanking to an extreme that even NFL teams weren't capable of. So these are the rules we got.
Not a bot, says Jeffrey. My bad. Who are your college teams? Okay, well that suddenly became about me. Yeah,
football. What? Baseball. What's he asking?
Well, it's going to be ASU
all the way around.
We're ASU peoples. I know not a bot is a U Chalupa person, but yeah, I think everybody. Let's see. Randy and I are both ASU people. Keon is a Texas person, and Ralph is an USC. He's an USC person.
Right.
That's what you guys call yourselves, right?
No.
The USC.
No.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know what to tell them. But what's your school, Ralph?
We're called Trojans.
Oh, they're the rubbers.
Oh,
so
I
I knew
knew
it was going to
exactly.
happen.
I was like, I hope he says South
That's why we
Carolina.
say fight on.
the us rubbers.
Well, you're screwed either way. The Trojan or a Gamecock, he's going to nail you both ways.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
They call it South Carolina USC Junior out east.
Holy crap, Swazman. Swazman just informed me of something. Every time I hear it, I'm surprised. Did you know that Sister Jean is still alive?
Yeah.
Yes.
104.
Mhm.
Yeah.
104. So how's Loyola doing anyway, by the way? Are they any good? Is she going to get to go to March Madness is what I'm asking. Does she get?
Oh, I'm sure she'll show up. Yeah. If they make it, I'm sure she'll go.
Well, yeah. She'll be wheeled in. I mean,
well, yeah.
I remember a couple of years ago, she was running the bleachers. That was just like, damn, that's
it's just 2 years
impressive.
ago, I think. Yeah.
Keon, if you have to look that hard, then no, Loyola is probably not going to the dance. You should know this right off the top of your head. You're Mr. College Basketball.
Wow, Loyola Chicago doesn't play in a major conference. They're ranked 97th in the Ken Palm. No, I can't know every team and their record and their chances of making the tournament off the top of my head. It's a 68-team tournament.
You just made Sister Jean cry.
Did you? So I haven't heard you say AP or anything like that. I've heard you use Ken Palm a lot. Who is this Ken Palm person you keep speaking of? Keon?
It's Ken Pomeroy, and he's got the like this rating system that a lot of the conferences will use, to either see their conference tournaments, and a lot of that information is also used by the selection committee to determine strength of schedule and all of that some other factors as well, just to make sure that you're trying to choose the best 68 teams, and it's not like the mess we have over in college football where it's just a bunch of people in a room and whatever they feel is right is what we got on the playoff sheet. We've got, they're trying to be more statistically driven with this stuff. So it's like, yeah, you could have a good record. What's your conference like? Oh, is it weak? Did you not play anybody strong out of conference? Then outside of you really winning your conference tournament, you might not have a good shot of making it in. So it's just trying to calculate all of that stuff.
Kind of makes me, of course, I'm not responding to what you just said. I just I just wanted to say that up front so you're not confused.
Yeah. Keon, this time he's going to talk about the logo on his hat.
No, it is. No, you're talking about this Palm guy, right? I'm just like, man, I kind of want to have my last name be Palm so I can name a kid Harry. I mean, wouldn't that just living the dream right there?
That'd be like somebody naming their son Sue.
Yeah. I remember
a boy
that song.
named Sue.
Yeah. These days are just okay. Yeah, it's cool. That song doesn't really hold up, does it? Not even a little bit. Florida Mustard says Jordan Poole reminds me of a messy shart. All right. Yeah.
A messy shart.
Okay. Thank you, Mars Bars 805, for the information on that. All right. So we got to take a break. When we come back, we're going to talk about one of Keon's other horrible teams. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
When you wake up well-rested on a great mattress, everything becomes clear. My life coach has a terrible life. Things you missed when you were tired finally reveal themselves.
I use memes as a coping mechanism.
At Mattress Firm, we know the right mattress matters. While supplies last, save up to 50% on select Tempur-Adapt floor models. All with free and fast delivery. The right mattress matters. We'll find yours. Restrictions apply. See store or website for details.
There's a reason why conventional healthcare is referred to as practicing medicine. Hi, this is Dr. Hannah Lindsay. At the Naturopathic Physicians Group in Scottsdale, our doctors are experts in full spectrum care using a natural approach. I regularly see patients with a variety of acute and chronic health conditions, including many autoimmune and rheumatological diseases. We can restore pain-free joint function and balance immune, digestive, and hormone systems, which often improves both immediate physical symptoms and overall overall well-being. We emphasize natural and holistic interventions with lifestyle changes and take advantage of the full palette of care options from traditional remedies to modern science. We collaborate with experts in a wide range of health disciplines, including physical therapists and specialist physicians, referring patients as needed to ensure the most effective care possible. So how about a second opinion on your health? You might just end up feeling like yourself again. Call Naturopathic Physicians Group at 480-451-6161. That's 480-451-6161, or go to naturopathicgroup.com.
You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's Kasai Teppen.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every goal, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a game-winning goal in the final seconds of overtime or a shot on goal in the first period, whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT-STEP to 53342.
The most important event in sports could happen at any time. Like right now.
Or right now.
Or even now. Don't miss history. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, or at 1580thefanatic.com.
Danny Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. So we're going to probably wander into the snowflakes versus old heads argument. Washington Nationals at spring training put up a sign and it says, "I don't care how fast you throw ball 4." Okay, so Randy, help me out with that. Why would they put a sign up that says, "I don't care how fast you throw ball 4"?
Well, I think everybody is so focused. The media, I mean, if you look, you watch any game and they've got all this data information on the screen, and one of them is how fast the last pitch was. And in the stadiums, you go and you'll see there's usually a couple of scoreboards that show the last miles per hour on the last pitch. And so I think, I don't know, I'm not this guy. I don't care how fast you threw ball 4. Maybe he's just saying, regardless of how fast you threw it, just throw strikes, that sort of thing. But
Rizzo is the guy who had that thing put up. And so now, of course, people are upset about it. People are upset about it, saying, messaging should always be something positive. Or, that this just isn't is backwards thinking. So somebody is, saying, hey, nobody cares how fast ball 4 was because it's ball 4. You walk the guy. Yeah. How about you throw a strike? Anything. Don't throw a ball 4. So no, I don't care how fast your pitch was if it was a ball. And so Rizzo, I feel absolutely right. Putting that sign up, I think I don't have a problem with that.
I don't see how that's negative. Sorry, Ralph, didn't mean to step, but you go ahead.
You can finish.
I was just saying, I don't see how this is negative or hurtful in any way. I mean,
he's making the point that the Nationals, I think they were on the bottom of the league as far as walks last year. They were terrible. They had some pitchers that were just outrageous. And this has been a growing thing now for about the last, I'd say 12 to 18 months, where people are starting to say there's so much emphasis on velocity with pitchers because it's a big deal, to throw 100 miles an hour, that these guys that do throw hard don't have a lot of good control.
Right.
And we're seeing a lot of guys in the minors that are in that exact boat. If you go watch minor league baseball, you see guys that are throwing 100 plus miles an hour all day long, but they just keep walking everybody. They can't get a hold of keeping their mechanics pure when they overexert to get that high speed. So there's a movement right now within a lot of organizations where they're trying to bring people back down to earth and say, let's slow it down a little bit. Let's perfect mechanics and make them repeatable. And by doing that, you're seeing more of the mid 90 stuff, even lower 90, but you're seeing strikes. And pitching is not about velo. It's nice to have, but every batter in the MLB can hit a 100-mile-an-hour fastball.
Sure.
What you need to be able to do is change up speeds and move the ball. And a guy that can truly do that is a pitcher, and that's an artist that's going to be hard to hit versus the guy that just goes up there throwing heat.
One of the most prolific pitching staffs in all of baseball were the Atlanta Braves during the late 80s, early 90s, when they were winning world championships and going on to the NL championship game all the time. Bobby Koch was the manager. They had Tom Glavine. They had I can't think of them now. It's killing me because they were three guys. And the thing was Greg Maddux. Greg Maddux didn't throw 95 miles an hour. Greg Maddux was a placement pitcher. He could hit his spots. It didn't matter. You could throw it, 75 miles an hour up there. If you put it on as they call it, if you paint the corner, or you put it on the black of the plate, that's a strike. And if these guys can't hit it because it's in a certain zone, they have zones as pitchers. They have zones they want to throw in. If they can't hit in a certain zone, hell, you can almost underhand the thing up there. As long as you hit that zone, they won't be able to do it.
I talked to a scout, I think it was about a month ago, and what he told me was what they're looking for now is a guy that can go low 90s. If he can go low 90s, even hit mid 90s, but he's got great second and third pitch that he can throw for strikes and move all over the place, that's what they want. Because there's too many of these guys that are just throwing so hard, but they have no control, and they're having a hard time fixing these guys. They can't fix them correctly because they're so overdoing it to throw that hard that they can't repeat that mechanic, right? So they're really focused now. They're looking at guys out of college and high school that throw less. And if you look at social media, what do you see? Everyone focused on, this guy's throwing 98, this guy's throwing 99 in high school, but they can't throw strikes.
Yeah, a lot of the players and the younger peoples, the snowflakes, are taking this the wrong way, in the wrong spirit that Rizzo had intended. One person in player development from another team saw that and said, well, we're just going to go with, if you don't throw strikes, you're a stupid baby. I'm like, I think that's a good sign. I think it's a fine sign. If you don't throw strikes, you're a stupid baby. Yeah, I would put that sign right up, because the same thing is you get what you guys are saying. Control is more important than velocity. If you have no control, then you don't have anything.
I don't see how this is negative at all. I mean, the statement is this: throw strikes. Hit the zone. Even if you have to take some, miles per hour off the thing, hit the zone. Hit the areas that you need to hit, and quit trying to overpower hitters, because, like Ralph said, anybody can get up there, hit 100. They can turn on a 100-mile-an-hour fastball. It's not that hard.
So I guess Rizzo originally said this out loud and got a good laugh out of everybody in the room. Everybody took it and appreciated it for what he was saying. But then other people are upset about that. There is a front office person from another place that said it is so amateur that the Nationals would choose that line of messaging, saying, you should always just say something positive in your signs.
That's not true. That's not true. And I don't necessarily know the baseball side of it, but I can tell you about when it comes to football and basketball, when you have a coach or you have a GM and they get there to start the season, there are certain things that you want to emphasize moving forward. And like Ralph said, they were bad about walking people last year. They were terrible. Brought up a bunch of young guys who have talent, but just not necessarily polished just yet. And you want to make sure that these guys develop in a certain path, and that throwing strikes is important. And you don't do that by throwing the ball harder. And so that's the messaging. That's what part of what the culture of the locker room is going to be as the years move on. And, if you think that that's amateur, everybody does that. What do you think the sign up on, that Sean Payton had, or that Bill Belichick had, that says, do your job? What do you think that's for?
That's aggressive.
You shouldn't have to say that, but it's just a reminder of focus on the thing that you're supposed to be doing. If you do your job, and the guy to the right of you and the guy to the left of you does their job, you'll be successful. And if you don't, you won't be. And it's just that simple.
I feel like it should be our job. I don't know why you're singling me out.
Ralph, what do you think?
I don't know.
Because I know you've coached a lot of ball. I haven't coached ball, but I've played it. Wouldn't it be more important for a young pitcher and for a coach out there that's working with a young pitcher? Maybe he's got a God-given talent of throwing a good high velocity ball. Wouldn't it be better for him to learn how to control it and then use that high velocity as an out pitch? You know what I mean? You get 2 strikes on this guy. You have a decent breaker, but you can also come in with a high hard one, and the guys will swing at it. I mean, I think today's major league is kind of shifting that way, don't you? Or
I do. And for me, in the years that I've coached, I've had the kids that can throw really hard but couldn't throw strikes. And then the one thing I always focused on, like with my son, he was never a high velo pitcher and he was young, but he could tunnel a ball and he could make it spin and dance, right? So you teach him how to use tunneling. You teach him how to be able to throw a decently hard fastball and then come right back with something off that, like a breaking ball or splitter, to make people the batter guess. If you guys watched Yamamoto's debut, I don't know if you did, a few days back, the guy's unbelievable. Number one, he throws nothing but strikes, but his secondary pitches are filthy. They're absolutely filthy. So he brings up a mid 90s fastball, and he comes back with this as the most filthiest splitter that I've ever seen.
Wow.
A beautiful curve, and you just can't hit this guy.
Can't watch the Dodgers. So
no, I'm just saying, forget the Dodgers.
For a second. No. Listen, I got you though. For everybody who can't stand the Dodgers, if you watch the documentary Major League, remember when Wild Thing, he couldn't see very well, and so he had no control. His pitches were just going all over the place, nearly killed a guy.
Yeah.
And then when he got the glasses and he got control, then he was able to pitch like crazy.
Didn't Wild Thing knock the mascot out one time?
Yeah, that's true. Story.
Mascot.
You know who the most successful pitchers in high school are? The low velocity guys that can hit spots. Those are your guys that have the most success in high school. They never go anywhere after that because college coaches don't want a guy throwing 70s. But they're the hardest guys to hit because they can make a ball dance.
Any woman listening right now is saying, "Oh, I wish more guys could hit spots." 888-368-1580. So Swazman says, Randy, you're so right. Maddox barely threw a junk pitch, but that was 20 years ago. Now Major League Baseball wants specialty players.
Well, I mean, yes, but no. I think if you were today, if you were to have a kid with, like I was telling Ralph, he had a kid with some God-given velocity in his arm, but he was all over the place. If you teach the kid kind of settle down and hit zones, hit spots, and do it consistently, and sometimes these guys will hit a zone and then they'll throw one just off the zone, and the guy will end up swinging of it. If you could teach a guy to have that kind of control and then use his velocity to his advantage, like Ralph said, changing velocity, changing location, and make your arm angle the same one, whether you're throwing a fastball or a split or a curveball, it's all in that same arm slot. You're going to be farther ahead than if you got some kid up there going 102 or 103, but it's hitting the catcher in the mask and it's going over the backstop, and batters are diving out of the way. That's just not going to work.
And it gives you more tools because it's a chess match that you're playing with the batter.
That's exactly right.
And so you're setting them up. You have a pitch that looks like one thing, and then you have another pitch that they're identical in the motion, but where you release it and how much spin you put on it and all of that is going to determine where it actually winds up. And that batter's thinking, "Oh, I've seen this one before," but you haven't. Like, that's what you're trying to actually get to happen.
Sure.
Yeah. And speaking of teaching, if you can teach a man to fish, you have greatly increased the chances of them getting a hook in their eye. I mean, no, that's truth.
I don't think.
No, it's true.
I was trying to figure out how it applied.
Less of a chance of getting a hook in your eyeball if you are not fishing. If you're fishing, you've increased that chance that somebody with you is going to cast like a spaz, and all of a sudden you're like, I got a hook in my eyeball. Oh my God, that's like a worst nightmare kind of thing, isn't it? Like the pokey part of the hook going right into your pupil. Like, oh God. And then somebody pulling, like, oops.
That's like a few nightmares, but I'm trying to understand why you got here. Like for
Well,
one
I heard
show,
Randy talking about teaching somebody something. So I just popped in my
We're
head.
having a good conversation, and you bring that up.
You teach a man to fish, you've increased the chances that he's going to need a patch on his
Well,
eye. That's
I
all I'm
mean,
saying.
okay.
Those of
None-
us who
none of us
fish,
followed
we-
you there.
we know-
And it's
we
going to
know
hurt your
about the-
pitching career too, by the way.
Well, if
that-
it's steering your pitching fingers, yeah. I mean, you don't
No,
do
I'm-
that.
Do you need two
Use
eyes
your
to
left
pitch?
hand if you're right-handed.
It would help.
But you don't.
I don't know. Has there been many pitchers with eye patches?
No, but Trevor Bauer is famous for keeping an eye closed when he throws. It helps.
Oh,
him
does
with
he?
It helps him with his control.
There are also some players in the NBA that shoot with like
I can
one
tell
eye
you
just to
Tell
line
you where
things
else
up.
Trevor Bauer likes to keep his eyes
Oh my
closed.
goodness.
Oh,
Oh my goodness. All right.
Well, should keep his eyes open for consent form is what he needs to take. His signature right there. All right, that is 1 hour down. We got 2 to go. When we come back, we're gonna let Keon Rose have a little Keon Rose dance party with the college basketball. Also, we've got some new rules that are being proposed for NCAA football, as well as a bunch of NFL stuff to talk about. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
2 seconds left on the clock, third field goal range, and it looks like he's going to go with a 5-iron. No, wait. The quarterback is skating back on the ice. He's talking with his caddy. They're pulling the goalie. He skates off the fairway as the kicker lines off his putt. It's a breakaway. They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Touchdown savings, birdie goal.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
It's now even easier to serve on an Arizona jury. If your company doesn't pay for jury service, the court will reimburse your lost wages up to $300 if picked to serve in Superior Court. So next time you see a jury summons in the mail, don't ignore it, or you could face a $500 fine. Remember, our courts are fair because you are there. Learn more at azcourts.gov/jury service. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Supreme Court.
Hey everybody, it's Mark Asher back to tell you about my great friends over at the Lund Mortgage Team. For years, I've been telling you about refinancing, new home loans, all the great stuff that the Lund Mortgage Team can help you with from start to finish. Now, things have gotten a little crazy, right? The rates were bouncing all over the place. Now they're officially higher than they've been in a long time. And now more than ever, I think it's important to have a mortgage professional that has been there, done that. Any Yahoo can sell you a mortgage when it's 2.75%. Those people are going away. The real professionals are the ones that are staying in business and helping their clients through this kind of tough time out there as far as mortgage rates are concerned. Those people are the Lund Mortgage Team. Matt Oliver, Lisa Lund, they've owned this team for a long time, over 2 decades in the Valley. They are the best in the business, and they will walk you through the process, whether it's refinancing now or probably more importantly, a new home loan. Let them do all the heavy lifting for you. Call today, 623-875-9940. That's 623-875-9940. or online, lundmortgage.com.
If you're rolling over your 401k to an IRA soon, but not sure if you want to go all in on this crazy market, here's what many retiring professionals are doing. How about a safe and secure IRA offering a contractually guaranteed 10% income bonus that grows 7% annually guaranteed? Your income can double in 10 years. Meanwhile, neither your principal nor your retirement income is ever subjected to a market downturn. Even if the market crashes by 50%, you get the 10% bonus. Your income keeps growing at 7%, and your principal may grow without losses uncapped. You go up with the index, never down, forward, never back. Get a 10% income bonus with a 7% contractually guaranteed growth rate. I compare over 1,200 annuities with a fiduciary duty and can help you retire and stay retired.
Guarantees rely on the financial strength of the insurer, so compare with leading annuity authority Steve Jurich now. Visit IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com, IQannuity.com.
KQFN Tempe. Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM and K24EU Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
All right, people, settle down.
Because it's time.
Time for what?
Showtime. When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 4 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us, and you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 368-1580 as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar Studios in Scottsdale. And I guess so the combine is going on in Indianapolis. And, so a lot of stuff, happening there. People not being medically evaluated, people not having conversations, people not throwing balls through, people not not doing much. I'm not sure what this is even about anymore if nobody's going to do anything, but something did happen. And now you understand why some of these guys are not doing certain things. Nate Wiggins, he's a corner from Clemson. He ran the fastest 40-yard dash at this year's combine. That's right, 4.28. This guy is blazing fast, and now he's hurt. He felt a pop in his groin, which, we've all been there. But he gets whatever this is, he had to go to the training room, and I don't know how bad a shape he's in. But so now you've had an injury running the 40 at the combine. So what does this do to his draft chances if he's all injured now?
Nothing. It's a muscle strain.
Pop goes the groin.
Yeah, he'll recover, and it'll take some time, and it'll obviously take a chunk out of the off season. But the guy's still an amazing athlete. He still has the potential to be, a lockdown corner. He's mocked to go 17. He might fall maybe a few spots, but he's not falling out of the first round. If you have a chance to draft Nate Wiggins and you need a corner, and like Terry and Arnold's not there, how are you not drafting him? I just can't think of a good reason. He didn't break a bone. He didn't tear a ligament. He'll be all right.
If he's Bradley Beal's brother, he'll be ready by next year.
I'm already off thinking,
he's also 10 years younger, but
what if every time we popped a bony, it popped, and you heard like every time that happened? You know what I'm saying? That like a pop noise.
If every time we popped a bony,
yeah, that happened. Like you heard like a pop.
That's a deeply uncomfortable sound to associate with that. I
don't think that happens.
Or thunk.
Nah, I'm all good. Nah, I'm just good without that being I'm not even going to think through the possibility of it.
Be waking people up in the middle of the night. You wouldn't be able to get away with it in math class. If you remember when you were a kid, you're like, I'm just saying. I'm just glad it was never audible. That's all I'm saying.
There was ever a time that I ever popped a bony in math class. Ever. Never.
Well, sometimes you had no control over it back in the day.
No, never. Honestly, never, ever.
I don't
Never
know.
had a hot teacher
There
or
was
like a
some
nun or
cute
something.
girls
It didn't
in my
matter,
math
man.
class.
I
wasn't paying attention to the math. We know that.
I did the very minimal I could to get out of math early, and I did that.
Ralph went to an all boys school, and he still did. I
did go to an all boys school.
Especially he did.
That's stupid. That's so true, though. I did go to an all boys school. It was horrible.
Yeah.
I can't imagine.
I'm just saying. It would be a very different world altogether if all of a sudden you're sitting there and you hear someone in the back of the room, dunk. You're like, oh yeah.
You know the girls we got to look at school? Nuns.
Yeah.
That was it. Nuns.
Well, you thought about it.
Yeah, they started looking pretty good by 1 o'clock.
I bet. A lot of thunking going on in there. But that was really the ruler on your knuckles.
A lot of rosary beads. Yeah.
Sorry, bad memories. Bad memories.
Wow.
Anyway, sometimes my mind wanders. So, that's really your fault. Yeah, it's everybody else's fault. It's not my fault. Bruno Baller says, thanks to Jeffrey in the last hour, I'm always going to be wearing eye protection when I go fishing now. You should.
Yeah.
I always wear sunglasses, like the polarized lenses and stuff, so you can see the fishies in there.
Absolutely.
And not get a hook in the eye.
And there it is. That's a good point.
Nobody wants a fishing hook in the eyeball.
No.
We really didn't have to recall that imagery, but that's fine.
Just be careful when you go fishing. You'll be fine.
I don't go fishing. That's how I'm careful while fishing.
There's only a handful of things if you're watching a movie that you're not ready for. One is when they kill the dog. You're like, oh, it's like we've just killed 853 people in this movie, but you are stopping on the dog. Oh my God!
Once you hear that was coming in John Wick too, and I still was surprised. That just,
poor puppy.
And then he was justified in killing the 150 people afterwards. Yeah.
So that right there is enough to make anybody flinch. But then when everybody show that thing where they show their eye and they show the needle getting close to it, about to poke it, everybody's like, oh no. Just can't. Even with AI, even with special effects, when that thing hits the outer edge of the eye and it kind of dimples in, and you're like, no. Oh my God, those are two things right there. Oh, famine, explosions, burns, children being launched with a catapult. Nobody cares about that stuff.
What are you watching?
But if a dog dies,
it's a hell of a weekend at Jeffrey's house.
It is. I could write some real horror movies. I could.
I don't know if I would like to see them.
Did you see that movie where this wooden catapult tosses the babies? Just
no,
straight up in the air.
I can honestly say no. I've never.
Yeah, but if I made that movie and it was a horror movie, people would be like, "That's the worst thing I ever saw," and they'll go back and see the second one. Watch,
Flying babies too.
Yeah. You don't use real babies. That's the thing.
Well, yeah.
Usually like gelatin babies, the little fake babies that you see, If I start chucking a few of them and you just add the sound effect later.
Splat.
Yeah.
I would watch that.
Fill them with like red Kool-Aid. Just go out on the ice. I don't know. See how far
oh my God.
This baby's gonna slide for how many miles? I'm just saying. Don't act like there was not an audience for that horror movie right there.
That's very dark, Jeffrey.
I mean, I'm sure there is. There's an audience for
of the Arctic.
Every screwed up thing out there.
I'm just saying. It's not real, so that's why I can't watch horror movies. I know it's not real, so I don't get emotionally invested in it. And I don't. Jump scares, they never get me. Like, you're like, okay, fine. So that doesn't bother me at all.
And I don't do well with them.
Yeah,
can't do it.
So anyway, I don't know what were we talking about? Oh, right, Combine. Is there anything interesting outside of that? Nate Wiggins getting hurt in the Combine that we needed to talk about.
I mean, you had some of the other corners like Terry and Arnold. Put up some really good numbers as well. There was a really big lineman yesterday that I can't remember his name off the top of my head that did the vertical after we got off the show, and it's insane. I mean, the guy's got a 25-inch vertical. He weighs 366 pounds or something like that. You're just like, what? It doesn't seem like it should physically be possible. And he's doing it. So, we've got some monsters in this draft.
Going to improve his draft order? Is he going to go before somebody else because he can jump high?
It might, because those are numbers that correlate with explosiveness, which is what you want, especially out of a lineman, because we're not talking necessarily about the 40-yard dash is not really that important for a lineman. You're not ever going to really run 40 yards that matter in a game. But the 10 yards in the 40-yard dash, they always look at that first 10-yard split. That's huge. And then you look at the broad jump, and then you look at the vertical, and those numbers are going to give you a good idea of, okay, this is an explosive athlete. Or if somebody that looked explosive on film and then they show up and they can't do that in person, that usually means that when you put them on a football field and they line up against somebody else, that's an explosive athlete. They're getting off the ball just a little bit later. They're more likely to be dominated by the person across from them than if they're not. Those numbers are pretty much tied together. So yeah, that stuff does matter.
Can't you tell all of this from watching film of them playing in college?
You can't, because they're not all playing the same levels of competition. They're not all playing, like the film is king. Like you ask any scout, any general manager, the film first. But when you look at the film, you want to see at the combine, can this person physically do the things that it appeared they could do on film? And some guys, they look explosive, they look imposing on film, but maybe they were playing in in the Mountain West, and they didn't have they weren't playing teams that were as good. And now you're playing against smaller guys that you are bigger and stronger than, so you should look better. But when I see you in person, you're not actually that explosive.
That's what the senior games are for too, is to bring all those guys together. And I heard a couple of GMs yesterday say that they are less swayed by these activities in the combine now than they ever have been. That they've made mistakes in the past where they see somebody perform really well in a combine, draft them and they're a bust, because that doesn't really mean what they are. which is why I'm going to ask, why are we still doing this combine?
Because that's what I'm saying.
Most coaches aren't even going to this combine anymore. They're sending GMs or they're sending some staff, but the coaches are staying back.
Well, the GMs are the guys that need to be there. The coaches, your coach
depends on the coach situation.
Depends on the coach too. But like the coach is going to take the advice of the GM. The GM is the person who is most in contact with all the scouts. They're going to know exactly what they're looking at more so sometimes than the coach. Because you get some of these coaches and they have the ability to, maybe be the talent evaluator, and then they screw stuff up because they know how to put it in a scheme. Get me a guy that can do this or that. The combine does have it. It does matter in the long term of the process. It's just not the most important part of the process, and it's not the only part of the process.
You're going to get more from the senior games, and you're going to get more from the personal workouts and the one-on-one meetings than you are anything else.
Yeah, but
the combine's going to get you guys like Jay Cutler drafted way too high. That's what the combine
but the combine also gets you guys that maybe they looked maybe a little slower on film than you thought, and then you see them in person and you're like, okay, no, this guy actually just bench presses semi trucks, and his broad jump is ludicrous. So then now you go back to the film and go, now that I've seen that, when I go back, does that match what I've actually seen? You don't just go to the combine and then make decisions based on all of these numbers without the context of what the player's actually done.
Okay, so you have a bunch of guys who are saying, well, I'm not going to participate in these activities. I'm not going to let you see me do this. I'm not going to let you see me do that. You're not going to get my medical stuff unless you're this or that. Right. So these are all the big names doing it. Is it just because they can get away with it, or are they hurting their draft positions?
No, they're not hurting it. They're helping it, because if they go to the combine and they do something bad or something wrong, it could actually hurt them. They, like Caleb Williams was talking about that. He goes, I'm not giving my medical records to 32 teams. If there's about 5 or 6 teams that are interested in drafting me, I'll give them my medical records. I'm not going to work out for teams that are not going to draft me. Why would I do that? I'm going to work out for the teams that are interested in me. Right. He goes, I'm going to keep it to that. I'm not going to waste my time doing this stuff like everybody else. He doesn't have to, right? He's going to get drafted 1 or 2. Why does he need to do that stuff? He can only hurt himself.
And also when you see a lot of these quarterbacks that don't throw, a lot of these guys, what ends up happening is you show up, you're throwing with a receiver you probably met that day.
Yep.
You've got no chemistry with the guy. And so sometimes you throw it, but you don't know how that guy runs routes or if he's even a good route runner. And so you might end up coming across as bad. And if you're Drake May, Caleb Williams, Jaden Daniels, just about everything you need to know about those guys is on the film.
It's on film and
but when it comes to the numbers, there are players who might be on the margin of being a first or second rounder. But if you're more explosive, okay, we might actually be able to do something there, as opposed to, all right, I had you here on my board. We had you maybe neck and neck with somebody else that plays the same position, and you showed up and had a horrible workout. That might actually put you behind that person if beforehand I thought you were similar.
So basically, you have to assess for your player, if you're an agent, or for yourself, if you're the player, if going to the combine actually helps you. And it does, you just answered my question. It doesn't hurt the really good players if they don't go. So you just have to know and have an accurate understanding of where you are on this food chain.
Yeah.
Because if you are so good, you don't have to, don't. But if you're kind of on that line, you want to prove something, you want to try to improve your chances, then you do go. But there's got to be sort of a no man's land between I'm a star and I'm on the fringe here, where mistakes will be made. And I think in that case, you always err on the side of go to the combine.
Well, one of the things they look at too, I was listening to GMs yesterday. They said 2 things. They said, one, if somebody shows up to the combine out of shape, that says everything about that player. Number one,
because you know when it is.
Yeah,
right.
already
They're looking for that. And another thing they're starting to look at is, are these players playing in the bowl games that their team has? Are they sticking with their team and playing in the bowl game, or are they skipping bowl games? Which is starting to happen more and more now.
What's wrong with that? If you know you're going to the draft.
They say it's starting to become more of a negative for some of the GMs where they see a player that does that and they don't like it. Which I thought was really interesting perspective, right? Because we're thinking the other way.
Yeah.
But some GMs are not looking at it in a positive way.
They're a lot of GMs are looking at it in the terms of, if I bring a guy in, and look, not everybody that skips their bowl game is not necessarily going to meet this profile. But if you bring a guy in, is he going to compete? If we challenge him, is he
Hey,
going to quit at the first
GM,
sign of trouble?
I'm not getting drafted out of the NFL. This is only about going into the
Yeah,
NFL.
but and that's the same. It's the same assessment you're going to make as to whether or not to participate in some of these combine activities. Is if people had questions about your competitive spirit and your motor before, you should probably get your ass to a bowl game and answer that question.
But you have to know those
definitively.
questions exist.
You do. That requires a
Well,
level
you
of
know.
self-awareness of where you are going to be going and how you are seen, and your agent and your team should be helping you go through that.
I think generally these guys, these top end guys, have people that are working on what the media is saying about them, what the NFL teams are saying about them. They're checking their sources. They're calling the teams that might be interested, and so I think these guys know what's being said about them, what their critiques are from NFL teams. So I agree with what they're saying. And that guy should probably go play in the bowl game and squash any questions. And I think the other one is what I was trying to say before. These guys are starting to become elitists that they don't feel like they need to perform. They don't need to play on the bowl game. And I see exactly what Ralph was saying. These GMs are starting to look, well, if you're not going to compete out here and stand with your brothers, who's to say I'm going to bring you in for X amount of millions of dollars and you're going to do the same thing here?
Well, exactly. And think about this one thing real quick. This is probably the first draft, maybe the second draft, where we're going to be drafting a first pick that's a millionaire. He's coming in. He had made $10 million in the last 2 years. You're drafting guys that have made more money than you're going to pay them in the first 3 years of their existence in the NFL. This is a different era that we haven't touched yet. So this is something new. These guys aren't as hungry for it as the other guys were. These guys are already making money.
Baker's Cocky Hen says that's why Caleb Williams won't test, because USC sucks and has the worst competition.
The most value Caleb Williams had was actually talking to ESPN yesterday and just talking about the things that have been around him in a negative light, and he cleared things up, and he's only talked to the Bears. So that was smart for him to do, but he's walking in as a millionaire. So yeah, you're going to start questioning this guy's motivation.
And I did hear he
Baller
interviewed well too.
Bruno Baller wants to know from Keon, if Commandos end up with Caleb Williams in the draft, would you like that idea?
Yes.
Of course he would.
Yeah.
Are you kidding?
Guy's awesome. What are you talking about? I don't know. I watched him play. I think that he's a fantastic quarterback. I think that he's sharp. And I think that, being able to have your mobility used as a way to extend plays. He keeps his eyes downfield and tries to go for the home run ball. Like, for me, I like that. I think that the way he plays is aggressive. I would absolutely, I'd be the biggest fan of that scenario. I just don't think it's going to happen.
Big George says, hey, where's that dyslexic Shriner kid today?
Oh boy. Oh Lord.
He's in therapy. He's in treatment.
Mostly because he was continuously called a Shriner kid. Just
he's getting treatment to get ready for tomorrow.
He knows that he can go outside, right? In this actual sunlight.
I don't know if
him and Sean McDermott.
Well, Sean McDermott he's gonna burn. That's just
very similar epidermis.
There's no tanning.
Says Ralph went to school with nuns. Hey Ralph, what is black and white and red all over?
What, a nun in a blender?
A bleeding nun.
Oh boy,
yeah, it's a nun in a blender.
Wow,
we're gonna have to blow a whistle on Noah there, right? Or just play some cool music for him.
Excuse me. Yeah.
That was good.
Swazman says, Jeffrey, sometimes when I was tilted to the left in Catholic grade school, I had to put a book in front of that. Yeah, we've all been there. Hamilton Porter says, if the human centipede proved anything, I don't like where this is going.
I don't like it either, but you were the one that got us on horror movies that have weird premises. So
there is indeed an audience for anything. By the way, can I just say this about something? I talk about a dog dying, and everybody goes, oh. I talk about catapulting babies, and nobody blinked. If I said catapulting puppies, everybody like, oh, you monster!
No, I was not exactly thrilled about catapulting babies either.
Well,
not thrilled.
You come from a generation that had dead baby jokes. Remember?
Oh,
that's your generation.
Yeah,
my generation.
Still some of the best jokes.
Right. So that's why we don't care. Those were great.
He's a joke. Baker's Cocky Hen says self-awareness out of the players. That was a joke of the day from Keon right there. Self-awareness is something very few people in any place in life have.
Well, that's the thing, is that they are always in contact with talent evaluators. They're always, like, your agent goes, there's an actual committee where you go and the NFL will tell you, based on your production in college so far, where it is likely that you will be drafted. So it's not exactly self-awareness you have to figure out yourself. There are ways to learn where you are valued and what you need to do to make up certain ground.
Harry Soap says, there's a medical condition called a penile fracture where a pop sound occurs. Thank God it's very rare. So now I'll want you to imagine the sound of somebody breaking a carrot in half.
Please don't. Why? Why?
We got to take
no. Will not be imagined.
I'm gonna let that marinate with everybody. It's a Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Texting privacy policy and terms and conditions posted at textplan.us. Texting rules for recurring automated text marketing messages. Message and data rates may apply. Reply stop, opt out. Minimum purchase required. Interest accrues from date of purchase but is waived if paid within promotional period. Go to windowappointmentnow.com for full offer details.
Attention all homeowners. Do you know when to replace your windows? Feeling too hot or cold? Fog between the glass? Spending too much on expensive energy that literally goes out the window? It's definitely time to replace. If you've put off replacing windows in your home because it's too expensive, here's great news. You can now get a free in-home window consultation and free price quote from Renewal by Andersen. And right now, you could buy one window or door and get one 40% off. Just text FRONT to 200-300 for your free consultation on top quality affordable windows or patio doors for $0 down, 0 payments, and 0 interest for a year. That's right. You don't pay a dime for an entire year. Plus, buy one window or door and get one 40% off. And right now, save an extra $200 off your entire purchase. Text FRONT to 200-300 right now. Text FRONT to 200-300. Don't wait. Text the word FRONT to 200-300. Text FRONT to 200-300.
At Progressive, we love sports and saving you money, so we bundled them together.
2 seconds left on the clock, third field goal range, and it looks like he's going to go with a 5-iron. No, wait. The quarterback is skating back on the ice. He's talking with his caddy. They're pulling the goalie. He skates off the fairway as the kicker lines off his puck. It's a breakaway. They bundled their home and auto insurance with Progressive. Touchdown savings, birdie goal.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company, affiliates, and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
Hey, Jeffrey O'Brien here. And listen, Phoenix has had over 53 days of 110 degree plus this summer. This last July alone, we had 30 consecutive days of 110 plus. And this summer heat might just be the new normal for summers here in Arizona. What you need to do is call Harmon Solar today. Harmon Solar could save you over 80% off your electric bills. They're a locally owned, family-owned company. Call Harmon Solar for a free estimate. 800-281-3189. That's 800-281-3189 or go to harmonsolar.com.
It's election time. Make your vote count. Register to vote or check your voter registration by going to arizona.vote. Remember, elections are run at the local level by your friends and neighbors, and there are safeguards in place every step of the way to ensure your vote is counted accurately and securely. For more information and updates, visit arizona.vote, your trusted source of election information. This message is sponsored by the Arizona Secretary of State's office.
What's up, everybody? Nick Costos here, host of You Better You Bet, reminding you to check out the show. Now, why should you check out You Better You Bet? Because we bring you the most fun. We bring you the most insightful, the most entertaining show in the wagertainment world. From up-to-the-minute breakdowns of backdoor covers, bad beats, and the cheers and tears that come alongside them. Plus, you'll get the best betting analysis anywhere from myself, Ken Barkley, and some of the best minds in the sports wagering world. So tune in weekdays, noon to 3 on Arizona Sports Betting Station, 1580 and 99.3, The Fanatic.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. So we know the NFL competition committee has been talking about changing this rule and that rule. We'll get to that in a second because there's some interesting things going on there. But I had no idea that the NCAA playing and rules oversight panel was talking about doing some stuff. And well, here's a couple of things that came up. It almost feels like they, for all the crap you'll give the NCAA, and maybe they're just trying to be very proactive because people want to get rid of them. But they said what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and let we're going to let the quarterbacks and the defense, we're going to let the helmet communication. So because there's that sign stealing thing from last year with the Jim Jerkface Harbaugh and everything, when that happened, if you were like, well, why don't they just get to talk in the helmets like the NFL? And they've resisted doing that for quite some time. But Under the proposal outlined by the Rules Committee, coach-to-player communication would be allowed a single player on each team who would be identified by a green dot on the helmet, just like the NFL. So one guy on defense, one guy on offense. So that's good, right? I mean, there's no really good reason why college players, college teams shouldn't have this technology, right?
No, not really. I mean, they've had the ability to do it for a while. I just always thought too that I don't know that you're doing these guys a service at all. They're going to the NFL where they're going to be expected to memorize all of this verbiage for every little thing. You know, you shift the line, there's verbiage for that. You're trying to, change a route, there's verbiage for that. And basically the headset would give you the ability to teach that more, as opposed to everybody lines up and then you look at a sign and the sign's got 4 squares on it. And one is the capital letter T, the Italian flag, a picture of SpongeBob and like
Kevin
Richard
James.
Nixon. Yeah. Like, it's just like, and then you're supposed to know based on that, what's coming. It leads to some very simple offenses. And then guys go to the NFL and they're just not ready because they haven't done it. No one does that in the NFL because it would be too simple and you'd lose immediately. So I think that you're helping them in the future, but you're also helping now because teams can actually convey what they want to do without putting it at risk of being stolen.
Are people going to be like, well, I miss the pageantry? Everybody talks about college football. If it's something weird or if it's something that's dumb, that doesn't make sense, the pageantry. We like the pageantry of college football. Are people going to be bummed out that they don't have SpongeBob and Ed Asner and a picture of a spork on the sidelines? Are they going to miss this?
Yeah, no, I think we'll be okay.
Okay.
You can only barely see it anyway. It's just like if there ever is a sideline shot, you see the coach losing his mind, you might see the sign back there. It doesn't do anything for anybody. It's just the best way to convey that information because they don't have headsets.
Here's a problem I didn't know that was a problem. They're also going to institute a 2-minute warning.
I mean,
is that necessary for college football?
I don't think it's necessary.
Seems like a big deal,
but I get when you pick up first downs, the clock stops anyway. So like, I don't know if it's necessary, but it doesn't.
Consistency with the NFL.
Yeah, it's more consistency. It doesn't hurt anything that it's there. So
I've always said that they should do that. There should be more of that consistency between college football and the NFL because college football is an audition to get the job with the NFL. That's the way I've always seen it. And I know that purists don't agree.
I think the hash marks being as wide as they are, I don't think does anybody a service either getting ready for the NFL. The throws you have to make if you're throwing to the sideline are different based on where the hashes are placed. So unless you have like an absolute cannon, like the far hash, if you end up lining up there, it's a longer throw to the sideline than in the NFL. So I have no idea why that's there. They should probably do that one next.
Yep.
Other things they're looking at is 15-yard horse collar tackle penalty if you're in the tackle box. So who cares? They also want to say teams could use 18 tablets between coaching booth, sideline, and locker room for purpose of viewing in-game video only. So they want to also bring in the tablets everybody stares at.
Yeah, which because they're like already what happens is like you got people taking pictures of everything up in the up in the booth where sometimes the offensive coordinator will be. You print it out, you send it down, and now you got a guy looking at a laminated sheet. You might as well do a tablet.
Personally, I feel like we should be limiting our children's screen time. But if that's what they want, that's fine.
It's just faster. It's easier. You throw an interception, you get to the sideline, you get to see immediately. Yeah. What did I not see that caused that to happen?
They just need like a team mom that sees somebody pick up a tablet and they turn over like an egg timer. Mm-hmm. Here's another thing that they're looking at is warnings. You get a warning now for uniform violations, followed by timeout being charged for subsequent offenses from any team. I don't know what this is about. What are they? They have a problem with the uniform violations, or are they just trying to ease the initial penalty for the uniform violation and say, violating teams that are out of timeouts, you get a 5-yard penalty. So
was it somebody for Alabama? I can't remember off the top of my head who it was that didn't have their uniform the way it was supposed to be properly, and they got tossed basically.
They got thrown
And
out
so,
of the game.
If I recall correctly.
Wow.
But yeah, so like you get a warning and a chance to actually fix it before this thing.
That seems more reasonable.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it usually is an accident.
You won't know if this stuff gets approved or not until April 18th, but the word on the street is much of it probably will be.
Yeah, I think most of the rules seem pretty reasonable. And the ones that aren't useful aren't bad. So that if you have a new set of rules and the worst thing that happens is that they're not terrible, that's not bad. Roll with it.
So the NCAA, Hefty Lefty says, if college football is going to change to be more consistent with the NFL, it's beyond time for men's college basketball to switch to 4 quarters instead of this 2 halves thing.
Yeah.
Like every other level of men's and women's basketball uses.
It's only men's college basketball that goes 2 halves. I don't know why. It's always been like that. And maybe they should think about changing it. Because the women's game.
Someone will complain that they did.
I mean, I don't know. The women's game used to be 2 halves, and now it's 4 quarters. Why can't you just do that to the men's game? It literally don't change the time. It'll still be a 40-minute game, just 10-minute quarters.
Kiss the cook. No, that's not what the tablets are for. No. 18 tablets. Ooh, porn on the sidelines. I don't think anybody's. I don't think they're supposed to be looking at that. I think they got other things in their mind at that moment, unless you heard a pop. I didn't hear a pop. Big George says they should also implement the 2 feet rule for a catch. College just needs 1 foot inbounds for a catch, which is different from the NFL.
I agree with that.
Yeah, that is yet another one. To me, it's not that I necessarily hate it, but it's, again, another one of these rules that doesn't do the guys a service of getting ready for the NFL when you need both feet down. It's just like it doesn't make any sense.
So here's a question: what would you guys rather have in the NFL? 2 feet or 1 foot?
2.
Be the rule.
2 because it's tougher.
Okay, fair enough. I mean, I'm the guy who's always said I don't care as long as everybody is doing it the same. As long as the rules are the same for everybody. Is it 2 feet? Yes. Okay, then it's 2 feet. Is it 1 foot? Okay, then it's 1 foot. So I don't get too bent out of shape about the rules, like we were talking about the ball rolling through the end zone, and people are like, "Oh, that's a horrible way to lose the ball." I'm like, okay, if it's the rule, then that's the rule. We're all following the same rules. That's what we'll do. But if somebody wanted to change it, I'm also not going to get bent out of shape about it. I'll be like, all right, but whatever it is, let me know what the rule is, and that's what we'll do.
Players have been managing to complete catches with 2 feet down this whole time. So now it's just.
When did that become a rule in the NFL?
I'd have to look that up. Actually, I don't know off the top.
Yeah, I really didn't expect you to know the answer. I really did, unless you're going to say since the beginning. Then I'd be like, wow, okay,
since the beginning of time
in memoriam, which is a fancy way of saying the beginning of. Beer Bob says, what about the rule? Since we're talking rules, that you can be down even if you're not down by contact rule in college.
That needs to go away too.
I don't know what he's talking about.
In college, as soon as you're down, whether someone's touched you or not, if your knee goes down, you're done. Dead ball.
You're done.
So you'll see college guys in the NFL that'll go down like that, not get touched, and stay down because they're used to it. So they need to change that rule.
I agree. That's dumb. Whistling Gerbil says also in college, if the ball carrier goes down without being touched. Oh, we've already just did that. Thanks, Whistling Gerbil. Sorry. Dirty Bird says in college, if your helmet comes off, you must sit out for 1 play. That doesn't exist in the NFL. Wait, so if you're out there playing and somebody rips your helmet off, they make you sit out the next play? Is that to make sure you're okay? Or
to make sure you're okay.
To remind you to tighten your damn helmet.
Safety
thing. Yeah, all of the above. Sometimes it's not fitted properly, or you have it on too loose, or whatever the case may be. Whatever's up with your helmet, get that thing sorted out before we let you back on the field.
Hefty Lefty says muddle linebackers will be getting torqued up for a big hit in the hole. What?
Well, the muddle linebacker is sort of a specialty linebacker position, Jeffrey. I think you've heard it before. It's where the muddle linebacker, if you were using one of those things that squash the avocado and different things with the pedestal. All right, the muddle is the thing where he goes in there and holds the guy up, and then he just the ball carrier just gets absolutely destroyed. You say that's the muddle. That's the muddle linebacker.
No, I'm good with that. Okay.
Yeah.
Lost Toby says they need to get rid of the 3 pump rule. Hey, Keon, have you figured out how long the 2 feet thing, or that might take you a week?
It might still looking it up. I don't think that it's a question most people have thought to ask. So I'm getting answers to questions I did not ask that are unrelated.
Say, since the beginning of time.
Just lie to me.
But it's not true, because I know that there was a point where you actually didn't have to have any feet down for a touchdown to be a catch.
What do you mean, you're levitating?
Yeah, if you were in the air in the end zone and you got forced out by a defender, then
if you had your hands on the ball and they pushed you out of bounds, you still got the touchdown?
Yeah, and you maintained control all the way to the ground. That was still a catch.
Well, that's dumb.
That's why they changed it.
So here's something
It's
smart.
It's not a thing anymore.
There's something smart. Well, Keon continues to try to find the answer. If it gets too hard to the point, just forget. I'll probably forget I asked in a few minutes anyway. In the NFL, we've been talking about this. How long are we going to continue to use this technology called first down marker and a chain? That chain thing is, they come out with it and it doesn't look like it's straight. It looks all cockeyed, and you were supposed to have a game depend on that. And a lot of people are like, well, we got technology that can tell you where your car is within a few feet. Why can't we put some sort of chip or something in the ball to tell you how exactly its position?
Ball already has a chip in it.
And they already and they have chips in players' pads to track how fast they're going.
Well, they haven't counted on anything yet, and they have been testing high-end optical tracking for this. Now, I've always said you only just need a positioning chip in the tip on one end and the tip on the other end, so you would know did the tip of the ball go past the marker? Is that a first down or is it not? And you can't use satellites. You'd have to put up into the ceiling, the rafters. They have the little camera flying around. So you just mount up a couple of things that mimic the GPS. So what you do is you put up enough sensors in the rafters where you can accurately track where a ball is on the field, and then you don't have to worry about the chains anymore. You don't have to worry about satellites. The same thing is being mimicked inside the stadium. Places that are outside the stadium, you still need to put something up there because you can't count on the delay. And, even with GPS, it's going to be off just by a hair here and there. You can't have that for a football game. So it all needs to be localized. But I guess they're testing this technology, and, I don't know if we're going to see it start next year, but they're saying it's been kind of working. So, I think that's a great way to go. The problem is, man, if there is any kind of malfunction, and then can it get hacked? Yada, yada, yada. You guys have any concerns about this technology?
Not really.
No, not at all.
What would it be? I mean, you could always keep the chains as a backup. There's no reason to not do the more efficient thing. Especially when you're going to say, the game of football, it's a game of inches. And then you've got 2 guys coming out with a chain to measure the ball where the referee kind of figures it was supposed to be. Like, it also depends on where the referee spot the football.
Well,
and sometimes they're very wrong
too, won't it?
Yeah, it'll solve 2 problems at once.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, it's just the idea that every other sport has figured this out. That in tennis, if a ball is on the line and a player challenges that, they've got cameras all around the tennis court, and they can actually make a 3D image remodel of where the ball landed.
Right.
And the player can win or lose a challenge based on that. And it takes seconds.
Well, the problem in NFL is there's so many bodies that could obstruct the view of cameras. This kind of technology should be able to tell you where it is at any time, even if it's underneath the guy. So you can see where was its position when it finally landed, and that is going to make first downs way more accurately called than I think ever before. And spotting of the ball too. We've all been victims of it, but we've also got some breaks because of it. So when everything is 100% accurate, well, there goes those gimmies. So some teams can use an assist, but Yeah, hey, if this works, I think it's the right way to go. So we'll see. They're going to let everybody know how the test went I guess at this next meeting or something. So we'll find out if this is going to become a reality this season or the next one. But yeah, I sure hope so, because it just seems dopey, these guys walking out with the chains. It's never seemed accurate to me, ever. All right, we got to take a break. We come back. Let's talk some more NFL. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is a special alert to all Americans who own a vehicle with less than 200,000 miles with an auto warranty about to expire or with no warranty coverage at all. Due to a decline in the economy, CarShield is announcing a low-cost month-to-month vehicle protection plan that is now available to the public to save any driver out-of-pocket expenses on future auto repairs. Call now to find out how you can pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. Yes, you heard that correctly. Pay almost nothing for covered auto repairs. An open phone line has been established for all drivers to call for a free quick quote. Call 800-364-1031 now. Drivers who are covered will not have to pay for covered repairs again. This protection plan is at an all-time low. Additionally, drivers who activate this vehicle protection today will also receive free roadside assistance, free towing, and car rental options at no additional cost. Call us for your free quick quote today. 800-364-1031. That's 800-364-1031. What do you have to lose? Call 800-364-1031. Again, 800-364-1031.
You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's Kasai Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Every day, Cintas service reps help businesses get ready for the workday. They provide freshly laundered workwear delivered every week. Mats, mops, restroom and cleaning supplies. First aid and safety products to help your employees stay safe. They even test and inspect fire extinguishers and emergency lights. Cintas helps keep your business running smoothly. See what Cintas can do for you. Visit Cintas.com.
Oh, I'm ready!
And get ready for the workday.
Our Chandler Police benefit from serving a supportive community. That strong partnership equips our police with the support, training, and technology needed to keep our city and employees safe. Our sunny skies and active lifestyle offer personal and family time for the desired work-life balance. Find your fit with the Chandler Police Department. Learn more at jointeamchandler.com. This message is sponsored by the City of Chandler.
Download the Fanatic app. News, scores, social media updates, and more on your smartphone, on your tablet. The free Fanatic app, available at the Google Play Store or the App Store and at 1580thefanatic.com.
Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. I don't know what it is about the Kasai commercials, but I get so much grief over this. I just got a text from my wife, and she's like, heated patio? She's like, it's 90 degrees out. I was like, honey, it's only 76, and at night it does cool down out there. And then Oily Stool says, I like the new Kasai commercial. When I come to Phoenix later this month, I'm definitely stopping there to eat. Is it really not just dinner, but dinnertainment? I also want to go to the Arizona Renaissance Festival with my winch.
Huzzah!
It really is dinnertainment. No, it is fun. Have you been over to the Kasai Japanese Steakhouse, Ralph? You should.
I have not gone. I want to go now that they have one in Peoria. So
yeah, and they got another one. Oh, I'm not familiar with to say that one. Anyways, so yes, right now they have 2 locations. I don't know if I was allowed to say anything else, so I'm just gonna shut up. Anyway, well, hopefully we'll have some new news to give you in the future. But
and
no, it
breaking
is
news coming up later.
absolutely entertainment. I mean, the guy comes out and he chops stuff up, he throws the shrimp in your mouth, and it is a show. He sets stuff on fire. It is fun. Kasai is absolutely 100% fun every time. So if you're in town, and you don't even need a reason, just go on over there. Big George says, hey, ask Donnie and any Vikings fan, about the, force out rule. They missed a playoff spot in 2003 thanks to the force out rule when down by 4 points at the end of the game. One OK left. Know what that was supposed to be, George?
One OK.
Arizona Cardinals quarterback Josh McCown on 4th down and 23 threw to wide receiver Nate Poole, who clearly didn't get his second foot down, but the force out rule made it a touchdown. Arizona won the game, knocking the Vikings out of the playoffs and handing the division title to Green Bay, who had started the season 1-4. All right. That's okay. So when did they change it where you had to have both feet down then? I guess it was after 2003, evidently.
But that was just for touchdowns, though. You 2 feet down. I think you have to have 2 feet down in the field of play. In the end zone, that was you had the force out rule. Yeah.
Baker's Cocky Hen says, hey, bring Kasai to the east side, please. I think they've heard you. Lost Toby says, so where is the third location? All right, I'm not taking any more questions. I probably said too much. Just stay tuned. Tioa says, Ralph should go to Kasai and jump on the grill.
Wow.
So Ralph's like, okay. Just walks in. It just makes no sense why he would do that. Kyle G says those tense moments when we're not sure if the guy got it and the chains are coming. It's actually awesome. I prefer the chains for that, even though they're not as good as modern tech. It's just fun. I'd rather they get it right.
Is it fun to watch two guys run out onto the field using technology that we've been using to measure down and distance since 1950 to go, decide that, okay, we're a half of a football length short and we're guessing? We're guessing.
Yeah.
Every time.
10 minutes to get out.
It takes a long time. It's not fun. I mean, maybe it might be to you. I'm not going to tell you what's fun for you, but to me, that is the opposite of fun.
Yeah, them guys is inaccurate, if you ask me. Wilbur says, why doesn't everybody go to artificial turf and have turf light up where the first down is and where the ball should be placed? You want a bunch of lights in the grass? There's so many things that are wrong with that. Number one, Wilbur, you would never see it. Dirty Bird says,
wow.
$5 says Lost Toby makes the just the tip reference. Oh, yeah, I'm waiting. Harvey Puttswaddler says if the helmet comes off due to a penalty, the player doesn't have to miss a play. So if somebody rips their helmet off, is that what you mean? I'm not sure I quite follow that.
Yeah, like if it's a face mask and someone pulls the helmet, then it's probably not because your helmet was loose. It was because the guy ripped your face mask off. That is going to be the issue there. You're off because usually they think it's something up with your equipment. Get that fixed.
Lost Toby says New England has $100 million in cap space. So who are they going to overpay? Oh, I think Justin Fields.
Well, he's not a free agent, so.
No, I heard rumors that the Bears and the Patriots have been talking.
I mean, it would be for the Patriots to trade up to where the Bears are to get Caleb Williams.
Yeah, and part of that is they send old wait a second.
Why would that make any sense? I don't understand.
Just take him, damn it. Take him.
No, they're gonna have to trade him to a place that wants a quarterback that can't get one of the first three. I'm sorry, you can get one of those first three guys. You're not taking Justin Fields.
And his shut the hell up.
fifth-year player option and then potential extension.
I'll put the
rumor is he's going to go to Atlanta anyway.
I keep hearing Atlanta.
Yeah,
every single
deal's done.
I mean,
that's what they're saying.
The thing is, of course, we haven't officially gotten to the new league calendar, so no one can say out loud.
What the rumor is, it's
but yeah, it looks like Atlanta for Justin, but we'll see.
Yeah, it'd be like a very Patriot thing to do. Is like we want Justin Fields. Tioa says
Gerard Mayo's different guy.
He should go because we don't need any more Rainy City bitch pigeon fans around. # old AFC West rival.
So I should go get cooked.
Yeah, you should jump on the grill. Is what he says. I guess. I don't know.
I just don't understand why
I
that
think
would.
seared is more of the definition there.
You don't like the Seahawks, so Ralph should jump on a grill
and die.
Nobody said anything about dying.
or just be
just a nice
horrifically disfigured and
A
burned.
nice crust on you.
I
A nice
Problem
crust.
is, if Ralph jumps up there, this singeing beard hair is going to fill the restaurant with that burnt hair smell. It's never pleasant. That's bad. That's bad for appetites. Nobody wants to smell that. Yeah, it's not good. Kiss the cook. No, there's not pole dancing. Okay, enough. Swave Dave says, I think most linemen are okay with the change because it gives their 250 to 300 pound bodies a little extra chance to rest. There's always opportunities to try to catch your breath on a football field. It doesn't have to be the chain
How
gang.
many TV timeouts do we have?
Right.
There's not. If you're not getting that done there, how
You shouldn't be playing.
you might not. Yeah, you might be too winded to play football professionally.
Raven Kid says if we didn't have the chains, Gene Steratore with CBS wouldn't be as famous because he couldn't use his note card on that one play on Monday Night Football. Yeah, that was just, even he had a smirk in his face. That was just ridiculous. That was the dumbest thing. Yeah, no. Gene Steratore, I don't know how he got a job after that, to be honest. Silver Pop says, Jeffrey, what's the point in getting the exact spot on the football using the chains or more technology? The refs are still going to not call obvious holds like they did the entire Super Bowl or any other call they can make. It will be not going to influence the outcome of games. Okay, we get it. You're a 49er fan. But outside of that, I would just like to say, okay, is the ball a first down or not? Is it in the right place or not? That's what matters. Baker's Cocky Hen says, when Ralph's on the grill, we're going to hear a pop like a carrot snapping.
Yeah.
And where will they do the fire volcano? Probably around, the thing with the all the rice and stuff. Yeah, do it around his head. Oily Stool sends
I thought
in.
maybe it was his belly button, but
That's what I was thinking too.
And let's see. Thank you. Okay, don't send in animated GIFs. It slows me down, and then there's nothing for me to read. Raven Kid says, can't forget it's a contract year for him too. Justin Fields. Maybe he goes to Atlanta. Or maybe this is the year. Maybe we can trust Kyle Pitts in fantasy, huh?
Well, as long as Arthur Smith isn't there, refusing to use the players that he has on his team. Let's draft a running back high. Let's draft a tight end high, and then never use them. Logical guy.
Like, you go over to your aunt's house and she's got the plastic on the couches and stuff, and you're like, well, what are you saving it for? I'm here. Why are you? No, don't take that out. And you're sitting there crinkle the entire time. So I don't know what are you waiting for? What are you saving it for?
And if it's hot and muggy and you're wearing shorts, then it just tears the flesh off the back of your legs.
It sticks right to you.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Experience speaking.
And then not only that, they've got those runners that go down the hallways too. They did those plastic.
Same material.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Lost Toby is watching the YouTube, says, Ralph is already disfigured. Oh, I don't think that's going to help his cause, though.
No.
Yeah. Hurry Harry says, Ralph, your thoughts on the new Seahawks coach, and do you think we'll be able to keep Jamal Adams?
I'm very excited about the coach and the new staff. It'll be interesting to see because they're so young. I think it was time to do something like that. So he's getting praise from everybody. So we'll see. Will they be able to keep Jamal Adams? I heard they're actually going to keep Jamal Adams. They're going to restructure his contract, is what I'm hearing. And I think that'd be a great thing to do with the new defensive coordinator they have. I think they can really do some really good things with him. So yeah, I think they will keep him.
Nobody said that Ralph was going to walk on the grill, Quiet Cannon. He's like, oh, that would be something to see. Ralph firewalking. Of course, he'd have asbestos shoes on. Nobody said anything about that. Kyle G says Kirk Cousins and Snead to the Patriots. They could afford Mike Evans too.
Mr. Snead.
Every time I see the name, that's all I can think of. Snead. I'm sure he's not the kind of guy you say that about. But I can't help myself. Snead. Swuzman says, new rumor. Justin Fields to Minnesota.
Is it a rumor or is it wishful thinking?
Swuzman just shouting things. Wishful
I think
thinking.
so. Well, he's got Tourette's. We know that.
Oily Stool says, I look forward to seeing the food volcano at Kasai. Will Randy be at Kasai too?
Talking about the one on me, or is he talking about the normal
We're not
one?
scheduled for this oily stool. Oh my god, though, we still owe who is it, Fish Tank?
It's Fish Tank. Yeah.
We still owe him dinner.
I mean, I don't know what the holdup is. No one's said anything, to me. I don't know.
Every time we talk about it, there's something going on. So we gotta make good on that.
It's been like 2 years.
I know. Shut up. Beer Bob says every time Ralph says he is excited about the Dodgers or the Seahawks, you guys should play a soundbite of a carrot snapping.
I can work something out.
That's fine.
We come back. So
Yeah.
we do need to take a moment and talk about the college basketball. And I think we should have Keon Rose's college basketball dance party in this next hour. We got more NFL stuff to talk about. And I don't know what else. It's a Friday. Whatever you guys want to do. I'm going to go downstairs and see if we have some carrots.
Got hungry all of a sudden, or did you get hungry all of a sudden?
What?
Or
me?
Yeah.
What?
Little
Wait,
Peronis.
Eh? Peronis. Yeah, give me a Peroni sandwich, I guess.
Did he say pepperoni?
I don't know what he said.
What?
His beard's on fire. I can't hear him. So, all right, guys.
He's on the griddle.
Hour 2 over. Hour 3 next. Daily Blender, 1580, the Fanatic.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every touchdown, every game, every point, every play. From the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. See for yourself when you sign up today, and you'll get $150 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem, wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342. Terms and conditions apply.
Hi, I'm Henry Winkler. My eyes are very important to me. My eyes connect me with everything I love. I loved my late father-in-law dearly. He always lit up a room, but his vision dimmed with age. He had age-related macular degeneration, or AMD. And since partnering with Apellis, I've learned there's an advanced form of dry AMD called geographic atrophy, or GA. His struggle with vision loss made me want to help others know about GA's warning signs. For some, colors appear dull or washed out. For others, hazy or blurred vision make it hard to see details, like fine print on price tags. Many have trouble seeing in the dark, making driving at night difficult. GA gets worse over time and cannot be reversed. If you think you have GA, don't wait. Treatments are available. Ask a retina specialist about FDA-approved treatments for GA and go to GAWon'tWait.com.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through March 31st.
Great shopping, a giant crafts market, new shows featuring sea fairies, mermaids, and merriment.
Non-stop feasting and more.
The Renaissance Festival is back.
Weekends now through March 31st. Discount tickets available at Bashes and Food City or ArizonaRenfestinfo.com. Presented by Delta Airlines, Bashes, Food City, Pepsi, Budweiser, and Guinness.
For the latest from the world of golf, tune in every Saturday morning from 6 to 8 for the Golf Shop Radio Show, presented by PlayGolfMyrtleBeach.com, the golf capital of the world. Hosts Mark Greenhelch and Matt Blanchard talk golf from tee to green and everything in between. If you like golf, you're going to love Golf Shop Radio. Before you tee up, drop on in. Welcome to the Golf Shop here on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
We all know driving hammered gets you nailed, but did you also know driving high is a DUI? I'm Officer Badalucco with the Gilbert Police Department. Anything that impairs your driving makes you dangerous on the road. If you feel different, you drive different, and driving high is illegal. Be smart with marijuana use. Get the facts at drivinghighaz.com and spread the word with hashtag HighDUI. This message is sponsored by the Governor's Office of Highway Safety.
QFN Tempe.
Also transmitting on K25CD Phoenix at 99.3 FM.
And K240U Fountain Hills at 95.9 FM.
It's time for the third hour.
people, settle down because it's time.
For what?
Showtime.
When does it start?
Right now. 3, 2, 1.
Let's get on with the show. Let's do it.
All right, everybody, it's 5 o'clock here on the Daily Blender. I'm your good friend, your radio pal, Jeffrey O'Brien, alongside Randy White. Got Keon Rose in the control room. Hey, Ralph from Harmon Solar is with us. And you guys are on the Fanatic text line, 888-368-1580, as we broadcast live in the Harmon Solar studios in Scottsdale. And, oh, yeah, by the way, Ralph, what are you doing on your show tomorrow? The Impossible Codgers. No, wait. What is it? The Weekend Warriors at 10 a.m. Here on 1580 The Fanatic.
Yeah, so tomorrow is it's not an interview show. We're not gonna have an interview tomorrow. We're just gonna talk a lot of good things. We're gonna talk some spring training stuff. I'm gonna do my preview of the AL and the NL West tomorrow. So that should be a good one, which means we'll be talking a little Diamondback baseball. We are gonna talk about Caleb Williams a little bit. And a couple other things. I want to actually talk about the court and the field storming controversy that's been going on. So we're going to talk about that. So a couple other things, and we'll see how it goes. But it should be a good show.
Okay. Well, is it really a controversy? What are they saying?
Oh, yeah.
Are they going to? What could they possibly do anyway?
There's things that you can do. There's things that some of the conferences are already doing. It's mostly fines and things like that. And there's been some comments from some people in the media about how basically the media likes it. They don't think it's a bad thing. They like it. It's good. It's good optics. So there's a lot of things around it. There's a lot more injuries that have happened that people don't even realize.
My solution is just paintball guns. You just light some people up with some paintball guns, then you don't have maybe a little less court storming.
Could you imagine being like in Alabama or Georgia or somewhere when they're on the field and all of a sudden there's 100,000 people storming the field? I mean, the things that could happen in those crowds.
Yeah.
Probably not good.
I would never storm a court. Never. No. I wouldn't even move from my seat. If I saw that about to happen, I'm like, nope. No, I just don't want to be a part of that crowd. It's not just players that can get hurt. It's stampeding. The kids can get hurt. Old people. I don't know. It seems like a bad idea to me, but what do I know? And Keon doesn't get to have a show tomorrow, by the way. Oh, Keon, I should probably tell you this now. I might have forgot to tell you. You're not doing a show tomorrow.
You already told me. I also have access to the schedule. I have seen it.
Oh,
I'm aware.
You can come on our show. If you want to come on our show, we can use a replacement for the Shriner kid sometimes. So
poor Neil.
You'll have to worry.
He's a nice guy too.
I mean, I fired him every week, so it's going to happen again tomorrow.
No, that's fair. So Keon's show will be on next week because this weekend is there's a lot going on. I keep telling everybody there's got a lot going on. So tomorrow morning, after Ralph's show, he just got lucky. After Ralph's show is over,
you got it.
Then there's the AIA State Championship basketball games, and so there's a game that's right at 11 a.m. And so Keon can't do a show. So sorry, everybody, you'll have to wait and hear what he has to say uninterrupted next week. There's a game at 11 a.m. There's a game at 2 p.m. There's a game at 5 p.m. There's a game at 8 p.m. There's just all day long. It's the AIA basketball. And then, of course, GCU has a game tomorrow night as well. So lots going on at the radio station. But, thank God we get to hear what Neil has to say. That's really the only thing that matters.
If you're dyslexic, join in.
Lost Toby says.
Oh no.
Lost Toby says Keon's show got canceled already. No,
preempted. Preempted.
That's the word, preempted. Tia says, why did the Keon Rose de Guadalupe show get canned?
Well, first of all, that's not what it's called.
And he says, you guys are racist. There's nothing racist about it.
There's a scheduling conflict. Yeah. And so that happened. It's not canceled. It still exists.
I don't appreciate that. Don't appreciate
I say we just shut the damn station off now and leave.
Yeah.
Even as a joke. Just throw that out.
That's what I think.
You just want to get off early. You don't even.
You don't know that.
I do know that. Swave Dave says, I don't know about anybody else, but I feel that the Cardinals will have a better record next season than the Seahawks. even though we still have the draft and all that to go.
Yeah. I doubt that. They're just not as talented. So.
Oh,
We'll
yeah.
see.
There's so much talent on the Seahawks right now.
There's a lot of talent there.
There's some
It's
talent.
going to depend what, again, the Seahawks season it's kind of unknown. We don't know where it's going to go. So
It's kind of the same thing with the Cardinals, though, if you think about it.
Well, I mean, except they have a lot of needs that they need to address, and we'll see how good their
The
draft
cap
is.
has been expanded, so that helps. And once they trade Kyler Murray, sky's the limit.
The problem is they're not trading him. They're saying he's the guy, which I just don't
Well, they said
understand.
that about old Josh Rosen, too, didn't they?
Yeah, but they're not trading Kyler Murray. This is like because this year coming up is actually the biggest part of that deal. No one's taking Kyler Murray at $37 million this season. You
Probably
have
his
cap
last year.
space. It's like a third of it's gone.
It's probably his last year with their Cardinals, I bet.
They'll make him into a running back.
I mean, unlikely.
You
But
can't see him, but yeah.
I'm just kidding. He's running in between our legs. Raven Kid says, I'll finally be able to listen to Keon's show and the Weekend Warriors as well tomorrow. Do they field texts or is it just yap effects?
No, we've started fielding texts, so if you want to text in, go right ahead.
and as previously mentioned, my show will not exist tomorrow, but it will exist the week after. So tune in then.
I'll tell you what, I listened
Keon's
to your
better.
show, and the name of your show is perfect because you just go and go and go.
He's got nobody in there with him.
I was like, man, I mean, after
On purpose.
after his first segment, I looked at Neil and I went, wow, how did he even take a breath?
I'm
did
telling
he
you,
do that?
I worked in a small town radio. I went to this radio station. They didn't have a sports show. And so the owner was just like, hey, if you want to, take this time, 7 p.m., I did that every day for like 8 years.
Wow.
It's not surprising. Though.
But it's
not
good
surprising.
content. It's good content. That's the crazy part.
Understand that Keon is on this show for 15 hours a week. There's 15 hours that he's getting interrupted. So there's 15 hours worth of stuff that he gets interrupted too. So if he's only doing an hour where he is just talking straight through, he still has more to say than that.
He can do
that
an
he's
hour
been
on
interrupted
commercial
from.
free.
The hour flew by, and I actually I actually did do an hour commercial free one time, and
You
it
could
was
do that.
brutal, but it got done. It got done.
So
Computer crashed at the old station. It
don't
got done.
worry. Keon will be back the following week. And of course, then you get interrupted again later, though. You know that, right?
No, that's how that goes.
With March Madness, everybody, we all get interrupted.
We all get
for March
interrupted.
Madness. Pineapple Express says, Ralph, I thoroughly enjoyed your interview last week with that ASU wrestler. Very insightful. You and Neil Armstrong put together a very nice show. Keon, your new show is good too. It was nice to hear you talk uninterrupted for a full hour. He says, is that ESPN I hear calling?
Stop. I don't know, man. That's not a thing.
That's a
It's
that's a good thing.
I mean, the way they pay wouldn't be bad. I'm not saying that
Yeah,
you
the way they fire.
the way they fire, but the thing is, I had a
He's
friend.
not denying it, Jeffrey.
I had a friend that worked there as a writer to cover like SEC football and stuff, and they laid him off, but he got all the money still. They paid him everything.
Wow.
So I'm just saying, that's a check where it's like if they decide they're gonna lay you off, you still see the money. It's
I would say, hey, Pineapple Express, thanks for that. And if you didn't hear the whole interview, go to the 1580 Fanatic stream page, and you can listen to the entire interview. It's like a 45 minute.
yeah.
interview.
There's more to the interview than just what they.
It was
put
a
on the
really
air.
good. That kid's awesome. It was a really good interview.
Go to 1580thefanatic.com, click on Listen on Demand, scroll down. You'll see the Weekend Warriors stuff is there. And then right below that, you'll see the place where Keon's show is going to be. By the way, you should upload your show from last week, so there's actually a show on there.
Yeah, I still have to do that. I had a bunch of things to deal with last night, so
Tell me about it, right?
So I didn't quite get there, but yeah, it'll go up today.
So anyways, if you miss it, you guys can still catch up with it anytime you want at 1580thefanatic.com. Big George says, damn, Keon's every rose has its thorn. I'm just going to stop you there, George. We're just not doing this.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to be that for the next 10 years of my life for some reason.
Haruto says, hello, Mr. Rose, Mr. White, Mr. O'Brien, Mr. Romano. Today's conversation is fun. I have a question for you. Who would win in a fight? Street rat in New York City or an alligator in Florida? I think we've done this. We've already had this conversation.
We had this question last week. Yeah.
And there is no winner. It's a draw because neither. Because the rat can't do anything to hurt the alligator, and the alligator could never actually catch the rat to be able to eat it or kill it. So I'm sorry. Hey, we have a new texter. We got a new texter on the text line, and says Kringleberry is the texter nickname.
Nice.
Says, how was the loincloth man-on-man action? Oh, I won. I mean,
that was the loincloth man-on-man.
I mean, it's not what it was called, but if that makes you feel good to think that, I'm not going to.
Visual. What it was officially called was the Naked Man Festival.
Yeah.
Could you tell where the loincloth ended and your skin started?
Well, I didn't wear the tidy
so
whitey.
white.
I wore like a fur pelt. The other guys wore the tidy whitey.
Yeah.
I mean, there was no rule that I had to wear a tidy whitey.
He's calling it a fur pelt, but we're not sure about that.
Part of that was me. Part of that was a fur pelt. Can I tell where it started and I began? I don't know. It wasn't even necessary for me to know.
He heard a lot of pops. That's all he kept saying. Heard a lot of pops.
Oh, I won. Haruto says it's a cold morning in Tokyo. Current temperature is 3 degrees Celsius, and it's cloudy out. Once in a lifetime day in the land of the rising sun. I'd like to visit Japan. You guys been to Japan?
No.
I'd like to go.
Looks really cool, though.
I really want to go.
You know, I wish I wish these listeners from all over the country who listen should they should send us money. And what we would do is like we'll go do a show in Japan, then we'll fly over and do a show in Helsinki. Then we'll go over there and fly over. We'll do a show in Germany, and then we'll go over to Nova Scotia, and then we'll go to Quebec. We'll go to all these places. We should go on Daily Blender International Tour.
World Tour. The Daily Blender World Tour.
There'll be one guy at the airport in each place we land.
Yeah, well, hey.
Literally the one. But
if they pay for it, why not?
Right.
6840 says, do I need a nickname to send text messages? I listen often in English to help me learn the language. You don't have to have
another international person.
This is our friend. I don't know if you were from you knows Spanish. I don't know if you're Spanish or if you're Mexican or where you're from. But no, you don't have to, but it does get annoying if you don't have one. So we'd be happy to help you with a text or nickname. Just tell us a little bit about yourself, or if you already have a nickname that you've always wanted to have, like this is what I want to be called, we'll just go ahead and call you that as long as it ain't filthy. And, just tell me what you're thinking. Then if, you need some help with picking a name, Randy's got tons of them that are just on standby for you. So you just let us know and we can help you with it, or you just figure it out. I say that for the Canadians. So first off, where are you from? Stockton. That doesn't sound right when you say it like that. Does it? Where are you from? That sounds like
very Deliverance.
Sounds like somebody's about to get back in the car and drive back the other way.
Come here.
You got a real pretty mouth. Stockton Slap says, for $1 billion, would you go a year without being able to shower or do any hygiene stuff? You still have to live your normal life. Yes.
For $1 billion?
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you?
I could work from home. Guess what else I could do? I could just sit in home and wait to be a billionaire. I wouldn't even have to work. So yes, absolutely. I think that's a yes for everybody, right?
Yeah,
absolutely. Your wife might stay somewhere else, but
and she'll come back after the year's over.
If you want her back,
especially with $1 billion, she's definitely coming back.
She
wants half of that.
A life-changing amount of money, of course. Of course they could do it.
I hate questions like that because nobody's out there actually offering the $1 billion.
Yeah.
Don't waste my time.
I would tell Pippi to give me a call in 12 months and we'll see.
Oh my gosh.
She's in that 12 months. She's already got the divorce papers written up. She's taking half that $1 billion.
Are you kidding me? She's already got them. She's just ready to drop them on him at any second.
Yeah,
I got a guy, so we'll see.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, okay. Our friend here, 6840, not Spanish, not Mexican, Puerto Rican, says, I am from Puerto Rico. I work as an IT consultant. I like chickens, baseball, and women.
Chickens.
in that order, or
Probably not in that order. Probably no particular order would be my guess.
Baseball.
In fact, I would say in backwards order potentially, but you know,
I don't know. This is interesting.
depends on how you feel about chickens.
He likes chickens. I don't think he wants to be called a chicken.
Does he eat them or does he like playing with them? That's kind of weird.
Well, I mean, there's only so much you could do with a chicken.
Joking, I guess, right?
Or there's always. Well, I forgot about that part. And then there's the thing about the ostrich, allegedly.
That could be his nickname. His nickname could be Joker Chicken.
We're not. I don't think we're going to be allowed to do that. 6840. Okay, so tell us about your teams and what do you do for? Oh, you're an IT consultant. But what do you like to do for fun? That sort of thing. And again, if you've always wanted a nickname, maybe what would that be? So a little more info, we can help you out there. Flappy Max, I can't even read that out loud. Raven Kid says maybe he's into chickens like Michael Vick is into dogs. You mean cockfighting? Yeah, that's not cool.
Another good nickname.
That's
it's not cool.
I don't know that's a great nickname either. I mean, it's funny. I just don't think we'll be able to do it.
Yeah, unless you can helicopter, don't. Just another face in the crowd says Chicken Stiffy likes chickens too. Oh, that's right. We have somebody named Chicken Stiffy.
We
Forgot
do.
about that.
Radio Ron's favorite nickname on the text line.
Yeah.
It makes him laugh all the time.
He's uneasy about oily stool, but he loves Chicken Stiffy.
Chicken Stiffy's hilarious.
No sense.
Yeah. Bruno Baller says, "Where am I from? I'm from down yonder." Okay. Baker's Cocky Hen says, "Yeah, what a great way to learn English, huh? He's going to know all the best stuff from Blender's English Immersion." Sure. We're probably doing more harm than good.
We are absolutely doing more harm than good. I just got to be honest with ourselves here.
Tia says 6840's name should be ESL. Essel? I don't understand that.
English as a second language?
Oh.
But that would make him, quite frankly, the fourth person on the text line who has English as a second language.
Mystery Girl says Crazy Chicken or El Pollo or El Pollo Loco. That's a restaurant, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
But it means crazy chicken. So
6840 says, "What does it mean to drown your chicken?"
Oh no,
that's very dark. Or the translator has got it wrong.
Does not seem healthy, is what that seems.
Says, I'm still learning the English language. Okay, I like raising chickens, eating them. I like selling them. I also like to watch the TV show Friends.
Oh my gosh!
Well, if you're trying to get used to just
so after he butchers a chicken,
general American life, you go, okay, well, what's a popular sitcom? You will find Friends.
Pointy Nips comes to mind for some reason. I'm not sure why.
Turkey's done. Yeah, that's what I always thought.
What? There's an El Pollo Loco commercial on the TV.
Wow,
we were just talking about that.
Can we call you El Pollo Loco? Can we do that?
We gotta channel these prophetic powers. Is what we gotta do.
I kind of like Mystery Girl's idea there, El Pollo Loco. Slave Dave says, Jeffrey, it sounded like you made a new catchphrase. Let us snow. Is that anything like it was going to be dropping on the Sierras? I don't know what he's talking about. CK, I can't read that.
Well, you said, let us know. And he came up with the term.
Let us snow.
Let us snow.
And
it drops on the Rockies. Snow.
That's also lettuce.
I kind of want to just turn the show off right now.
I think that's a spectacular idea.
Let's all just go drink because
well, it's not getting better. We know how Fridays go.
CK, I can't use that term, but thank you. Swazman says, Keon.
Swazman.
What do you think of ASU's chances of shut up, Swazman, of getting in the tournament? We're not even talking about this.
Yeah.
Not happening.
Swazman's being very mean right now. I think is the answer to the question.
Dick. Scratch me because says if 6840 continues to listen to Ralph, he won't learn English or probably anything about sports either. Damn.
Wow, that's kind of aggressive. How about we call him Cluckmaster?
Cluckmaster. I like Cluckmaster. That's pretty good. So here we go. What we got? El Pollo Loco, Cluckmaster. I don't know if we are supposed to be completely focused on the chicken part of this.
Well, because he said he raises them, then he
does
kills
like
them, and then he eats them.
He also sells them.
Feathered Jeff, Cluckmaster.
He says, how about Hennifer Aniston?
Hennifer Aniston.
Well, you're not a girl, are you? Are you a girl? If you're not a girl, then El Pollo, El Pollo Loco is fine too, though. Hennifer Aniston is pretty clever for somebody who he says they don't know English. That's clever in any language. I loved Hennifer Aniston would be great if you have a girlfriend who wants to join in. But yes, El Pollo Loco it is. Let's just go with that, my friend. Slow-Mo Zoe already making it weird. Finger licking good.
No. Well, that's deeply uncomfortable. Wish you didn't say that.
Harvey Putzwadler with a good idea. What if you call him Robot Chicken? That is, I love that.
Why didn't we think of that?
Hey, what about that 6840 Robot Chicken? That's a good one right there. Like that. Just another face in the crowd says, usually when I'm listening to the show, I'm heading out to drink. The show is just as immature when I'm sober or drunk. So I appreciate that. Thank you.
You're welcome.
That makes me feel warm inside. When we come back, it's going to be Keon Rose's college basketball dance party. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic.
This is Brent Musburger's action update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Get insights into the sports betting market with VSiN's betting splits. See where the money is and keep updated on how the market is reacting. Only at VSIN.com. Now, here are the latest lines from my guys in the desert.
College basketball will have some of its conference tournaments next week, with the NCAA tournament beginning in mid-March. The UConn Huskies are the defending champions, and they're the betting favorite to repeat as champions in Phoenix, plus a $550 to cut down the nets. The Houston Cougars, who are currently the #1 team in college basketball, at plus 700. The Purdue Boilermakers are plus 750. The Arizona Wildcats plus 1,300 to cut down the nets in their home state, while the Tennessee Volunteers are the best bet of the SEC, also at plus 1,300. North Carolina plus 2,100. I'm Tony Desiri with your VSiN Action Update on 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack, but not with ZipRecruiter. Its powerful technology actively finds and invites qualified candidates to apply to your job. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. Try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/free. That's ZipRecruiter.com/free.
Ever wonder what's around the next corner? Past the trees. Into the canyons, over the mountains, or through the desert. That's where adventure lives. Take a Nissan SUV and go find it.
You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's the perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's KASAI Teppen.com, or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
Come join American Furniture Warehouse and see our amazing deals on sofas, sectionals, recliners, bedroom furniture and mattresses, dining room furniture and accessories. AFW has the latest styles, largest selection, and lowest prices anywhere. Our warehouses are full and ready for you to take your new furniture home today. At American Furniture Warehouse, you'll find the perfect items for your space at a price you'll love. Visit one of our 3 Phoenix area showrooms or shop online at AFW.com. AFW.com.
Grand Canyon University basketball is back for another exciting season. After advancing to March Madness in 2 of his 3 seasons as the head coach, Bryce Drew brings a team to the court this season, picked to win the conference once again, and led by first-team All-WAC selection Gabe McLaughlin and WAC preseason Player of the Year Ray Harrison. Check out the schedule at gculopes.com to find matchups with San Francisco, DePaul, Liberty, and last year's national championship runner-up, the San Diego State Aztecs. Join me, Michael Potter, and Lopes insider Paul Coro all season long right here on The Fanatic, the home of Lopes basketball.
Hey, Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic. And 6840, you said, yes, I like Robot Chicken. He said, that's a good name. We're going with Robot Chicken. Congratulations, 6840. You are now officially Robot Chicken on the Daily Blender text line. Welcome to the program. And I was asking off air, and I guess it's rhetorical because there's not going to be an answer. How did we become so damn international all of a sudden? I am still completely baffled. I mean, we get a wave of Canadians, but then there's a couple of Puerto Ricans. We got a Japanese guy. We got a Hawaiian. I mean, I know that's part of the country, but whatever. And
Joseph's a friendly German. Henry's from Jamaica.
Where is this coming from?
Did you open that package I left for you on your desk?
No, by the way, I still have your birthday present.
Well, you may not want to give it to me. I may or may not have came up with some technology to beam our signal around the world.
Why would I be mad about that?
Well, I mean, it may or may not be. I mean, NASA probably doesn't know about it. It might be on one of the military satellites.
Well, why would you say it on the air live?
Well, he did say may or may not.
He
has neither confirmed nor denied anything.
Correct.
I mean, it does us no good in the ratings because it's all the ratings for us is about what's happening here in Phoenix area.
Yeah. Well,
but still, the more the merrier.
Got tired of Sirius XM waiting on them to call us, do a show.
Yeah, I got news for you guys. Nobody's ever calling us.
No,
nobody's ever calling us. Keon might get a call on Saturday.
I don't know about
perhaps that's what's happened here. Perhaps
the rest of us will die waiting for that call.
Well, when Keon's at ESPN, he won't forget about us.
Sure. When? Okay. You think too highly of me.
Lost Toby says Cardinals can't trade Kyler Murray because he's too short to ride the plane to the other team's city. There's no height requirement for a plane ride.
No. They can give him a booster seat.
It could be a lap kid too.
He can sit on a pillow.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. He can fit in the overhead compartment.
Oh, yeah.
Quiet Cannon says, more clock for the buck. Huh? Swave Dave says, El Pollo Loco's chicken is far better than KFC or any of that other fast food stuff. I enjoy some El Pollo Loco. Nondescript says, you missed one. Pollo Rican. Pollo Rican.
That's actually pretty good.
That is not bad, nondescript.
Solid pun.
But I think we're going with Robot Chicken. President Wallet says Randy left his color guard box on Jeffrey's desk. That's what I was afraid of when he first said that.
Colo guard? You mean my Colo guard?
Yeah, is there going to be poop in a box on my desk again?
You don't.
Again.
Listen, we don't have time for this. Ain't nobody got time for that. What we got time for right now is it's time for Keon Rose's college basketball dance party. And we're getting there. We're getting close to dance time of a different type. So here's Keon Rose to navigate us through that. Don't bring up ASU.
Oh, I hadn't planned on it.
Thank you.
Had not planned on it.
Appreciate it.
So yeah, we've got a full slate of games this weekend, and we've got some big time matchups inside of a lot of conferences. We got a game tonight between number 21 Dayton and the very same Loyola Chicago we were just mentioning. Sister Jean, and winner of this conference is going to have a shot to get in. Loyola Chicago 20-8, they're second in the A10, tied for second with Dayton in the A10. So this is gonna break a tie and kind of determine who's at the top of that conference, and potentially affect seeding and all of the stuff going on in that conference as well. I just don't know if I like Loyola Chicago's chances in this game. They're a very good rebounding team, but that's kind of where the advantages in this game kind of end. Dayton is a very, very good shooting team. They're one of the top teams in the country in field goal percentage. And more to the point, shooting from long range, they have the 7th best shooting percentage from 3. And so, you could be as good a rebounding team as you'd like to be if you want to. If the other team's not missing a ton of shots, though, I don't know exactly how much that helps you. If you jump to Saturday, big time SEC matchup. There's actually a few SEC matchups throughout the day that are really, really good. Florida and South Carolina at 10 in the morning. That's probably going to be one of the top matchups of the day. And both of these schools are going to be fighting for, obviously the highest seeding you can get in the SEC tournament, but also just consideration for trying to get yourself as high a matchup as you can so that you get maybe good matchups going into the NCAA tournament as well. And Florida, led by Walter Clayton Jr., the guy's just automatic when it comes to scoring the basketball. But both of these teams struggle to shoot from long distance. Field goal percentage as well is just about average, kind of middle of the pack. But Florida is literally the best rebounding team in basketball. And so you have a game where both of these teams are not really great at shooting. You got a great scorer in Walter Clayton, and you got a team that can rebound both ends of the floor, and they do it consistently. They take a lot of pride in doing that. So I'll be taking Florida in that game. To me, that's big. They give themselves second chance opportunities. They have had some stinkers, though, so I'm a little concerned about that. The other big SEC matchup that I'm really looking forward to is Tennessee versus Alabama. These two schools hate each other. It really doesn't matter what sport they're playing. And Alabama is such a great scoring team. They're such a great 3-point shooting team. They're 12th in the nation. From the field, they're in the top 25 as a field goal shooting team. Tennessee, not so much, but Tennessee plays incredible defense. So a lot of the Alabama offensive numbers, I kind of expect those to dip a little bit. But also, I like Tennessee in this matchup, not just because they're ranked higher, but because of Dalton Connect, who has become the lead scorer for them. He averages 20 points a game. And he didn't start the season as option number 1. He kind of became the guy throughout the season. He's actually been playing so well that his name is starting to pop up as like a first-round pick in the NBA draft if he wants to go. So I'm looking forward to seeing that game. I like watching Dalton. I think that he is incredibly versatile as a scorer. And, of course, Rick Barnes' teams, they defend. You also have some West Coast Conference action. It's St. Mary's versus Gonzaga. And this is a huge game, I think, because if you looked at where Gonzaga was about halfway through the season, I don't think you would have said Gonzaga would be competing for a chance to win this conference. St. Mary's is the one seed, and they've been kind of holding that throughout the entire season. They've done a really, really great job of being absolutely consistent, efficient with the basketball. But Gonzaga started to put it together, winners of 5 in a row. And the thing I like about Gonzaga, great shooting from the field, second best field goal percentage in basketball. Not anybody that really stands out for Gonzaga. Graham Ike is their lead scorer, but they do it by committee. The guys are capable of scoring. You got Ryan Nembhard. He's averaging 12 points a game. Anton Watson, 14 points a game. They're a well-rounded basketball team, and they are starting to get hot at the right time. And you know how important that is in March. You know how important that is just generally getting into the NCAA tournament. This is when you want to be playing your best basketball. That's true in every sport, but I think it's particularly true in a giant one-and-done tournament where you don't know what the matchups are going to be, and you've got to be able to beat people in a variety of different ways. Other matchup I really want to look at is Kansas and Baylor. Just the Big 12. I'm liking the basketball from the Big 12. I like Kevin McCullough over at Kansas, averaging 19 points a game. And again, just a top 5 shooting team when it comes from shooting from the field for Kansas. And I think that that's a really good indicator of a team that just consistently puts the ball in the basket. Not so good from 3 though, Kansas. So like that's the door being cracked open for Baylor to maybe have an opportunity in this game. Jacoby Walter, really, really good. But they do it more by committee than Kansas does. They're able to kind of beat you with any variety of players that night. I'm going to take Kansas in the game. I think Kansas is playing not just great basketball, but it's just they get the shots that they want. They don't force it. They don't think that they have to shoot threes just to beat people. They take the shots that they want, and they're not forced into anything crazy. Last game I want to look at, another Big 12 matchup, and it's Houston and it's Oklahoma. And Houston, I always bring them up because I just think that people should watch the way this team plays. They are a throwback of a team with how physical they play, with how their defense is a big part of what they do, with how well they rebound the basketball. That's also a major factor there. And there isn't a selfish person on this team. I wouldn't say that there's necessarily like a superstar for Houston, but you show up in Houston, you try to play them, you get squashed. And that's generally how that goes. I do expect them to beat Oklahoma, but Oklahoma, they have these games where they spike, where they just, everything clicks for them. Everything that I think that they thought they were going to have at the beginning of this season when they were recruiting, it all comes together. And so I'm really looking forward to this game because I just feel like it could be one of those games for Oklahoma to have a chance to make this thing really interesting. But I will be taking the Houston Cougars, and that's the college basketball dance party.
All right. Thank you, Keon. And okay. I'm glad you didn't bring up ASU. And the only time I want to hear about that other school is if they're going to lose.
Yeah, didn't bring that up either.
Okay, good. I don't want to hear about it, to be honest. It's fine. Nondescript says, I'm probably too late to chime in for his nickname, but how about El Jefe de Pollo Loco? That's an awful lot of...
it's just pretty wordy.
Yeah, we've already got Robot Chicken is his name. President Wallet says, if you're interested in a good Puerto Rican restaurant in Phoenix, check out Phoenix Cocuy. Pollo Loco is also good, but very commercialized. Quiet Cannon. Something doesn't seem right here. The text line is now assigning the wrong names to the wrong people. That's weird.
Oh no, it's not like we needed any more chaos with the text line.
The last Robot Chicken is the one who said that about the Puerto Rican restaurant, and George is saying wasn't even close. Keon Rose wins the dance party. Well, mostly because none of us said a damn word during the entire thing.
That's typically how that should go, but okay.
Yeah. But he did say I came in second. Dr. Roadmap says Robo Pollo rolls off the tongue pretty good.
Robo Pollo.
Yeah,
that's not bad actually. Yeah.
But maybe that is what he'll say in Spanish. Moise one says Coyotes are up 1-0 right now. Woo! Were they playing right now? They just played last night. Okay.
Yeah, back to back.
They played so yeah.
All right.
Up
So
2-0.
Wait, what?
Yeah.
2-0 over the Senators already?
7 to go in the first. So, grain of
That
salt
was
and all
quick.
that. But yeah, they're up.
Wow, that'd be nice if we don't win the worst record ever.
Worst losing streak ever.
It's not even it's not a win. It's
Yeah.
Anyways, all right, listen, we got to take a break. When we come back, I'm going to do on this date in Big George's sports history and I don't know, something else. It's the Daily Blender here on 1580, The Fanatic.
At Bet365, we don't do ordinary. We believe that every sport should be epic. Every basket, every game, every point, every play, from the moments that are legendary to the ones that fly under the radar. Whether it's a three-pointer at the buzzer to tie the game, or a player goes 2 for 2 at the foul line. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
21 plus only. Must be physically located in Arizona. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP or text NEXT STEP to 53342.
Did you know that feeling sluggish or weighed down could be a sign that your digestive system isn't working at its best? Taking Metamucil every day can help. Metamucil fiber powders help promote your daily digestive health using a plant-based fiber called psyllium. The gelling action of this special fiber traps and removes waste, so you can feel lighter and more energetic. Metamucil, promoting digestive health for a better you. Learn more at Metamucil.com. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. These products are not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Attention business owners, do you need zero money down financing on new or used equipment? Meet Dylan Cohen at JR Capital, your gateway to equipment financing that breaks the mold. JR Capital offers zero money down financing options on both new and used equipment, vehicles, heavy machinery, and more. It's a game changer, giving you the power to enhance your operations without slowing you down or denting your cash flow. Need a boost in working capital or a flexible line of credit? Dylan can help your business get the cash flow it needs fast. The process is a breeze too, with a simple application and same-day approvals. No more waiting, no more hassle. Just a straightforward path to securing the funds you need faster and easier than asking your banker. Call Dylan Cohen at JR Capital today at 602-834-7353 or click on Finance with Dylan at moneyradio.com. Call Dylan Cohen 602-834-7353 and get the money you need for your business today.
You know, it seems like everybody's talking about the traffic on Valley Roads these days. You know what else everybody's talking about? The absolute best restaurant to take your family and friends to, Kasai Japanese Steakhouse. Now with 2 Valley locations. No one does it better than Kasai, where talented Teppanyaki chefs create the food, the fire, and the fun of teppanyaki. Kasai Japanese Steakhouse is dinnertainment at its best, where a delicious 7-course meal is prepared right at your table with flair. It's a perfect choice for any occasion. Choose from over 50 different items and combinations of teppanyaki. Looking for great dining without the show? Kasai offers an awesome selection on Asian-inspired dishes and tasty sushi. Happy hour deals daily from 6 p.m. and enjoy outdoor dining on the heated patio. So whether you're here for spring training, March Madness, or just to enjoy the Arizona sunshine, don't just take your guests to dinner. You take them to Kasai Japanese Steakhouse with 2 locations, Scottsdale and now in Peoria at the 101 in Northern. Go to KasaiTeppen.com. That's Kasai Teppen.com or search Kasai on your mobile phone.
So, what's your favorite thing about sports? The excitement, the action, or the 5-meat pizza and the 6-pack?
Bingo.
That's what we thought. 1580 and 99.3 The Fanatic, and always on at 1580thefanatic.com.
David Blender here on 1580 The Fanatic. All right, so fake wrestling is not a sport. Well, we've had this conversation, and I just want to make sure you know that when I start talking about this, fake wrestling is not a sport. Okay, that's where I'm going to just leave that. But so I guess The Rock, he went back to wrestling. The fake wrestling, and he I guess he's on the board, or he's a boss now for the WWE. I don't know. And I guess where he became a fake bad guy too. He's a fake bad guy in the WWE. As they call it, he took a heel turn. And so now he's sitting on the board, and part of his package there, I guess, was that he got his intellectual property, which means that all his little phrases are his. And according to an SEC filing, he has secured a huge list of stuff, signature insults, nicknames, moves, slogans, after he joined the board of the people who own the WWE. So now, are you allowed to just copyright random names and phrases? That doesn't seem right.
Sure. Who was it? What's his name with the Heat? The owner. He copyrighted 3-peat.
So here's some of the list: jabroni, candy ass. That means, Randy, you can't call anybody a candy ass anymore. You call people candy asses all the time.
Yeah, I do what I want.
If you smell what The Rock is cooking,
I don't say anything like that.
Rocky Maivia, Rudy Poo, the Samoan Sensation, the Great One, Team Corporate, People's Elbow, Blue Chipper, Blue Hell, Rock Apocalypse, Project Rock, Rock Nation, The Nation, Brahmabull. There's boots called Brahmabull. People's Champion, Know Your Role, Shut Your Mouth, Team Bring It, The Rock Just Bring It, Rock Bottom. Finally, The Rock has come back to Doesn't Matter What, The Millions and Millions, the most electrifying man in sports and entertainment.
He's doing it, or he's already done it?
It's done. It's they filed this.
He filed it, but
he filed it. But yeah, they have to.
They're not going to approve probably 90% of it.
Yeah.
Oh, well, that's good because
And
That is
also
silly.
it's about making money. Like he can't sue you if you say candy ass, but if
Right.
you put it on a shirt
Right.
and it goes through, then he could sue you.
Look, man, I've been saying candy ass since Rock was just a twinkle in his dad's
Yeah.
eye.
He's not gonna get those copyrighted, especially like Jabronis. That's been around forever.
Yeah, like he's not the
There's
first
no way.
person
Those
to
aren't
ever say
his.
it. Yeah.
All
And
right, well,
he's
I'll
gonna
feel
get
better.
he's gonna get the people's elbow probably. He'll probably get
That's fine.
you know, you smell what the Rock is cooking.
That one
whatever.
he'll get that one.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So some of those he will get, but the ones that are just one word, you're doing the Ohio State thing again.
Right. Well, I don't think he should get candy ass.
He won't.
No,
Okay.
it's too generic. I think they'll probably knock that down.
All right, well, I feel better because this seems
Yep,
silly.
yep.
Kringleberry says, how do I input my new nickname? Well, I did it for you when you first texted in and you said you were Kringleberry. Boom, you're Kringleberry. Simple as that. He says, yeah, I'm a new texter and I thought I had to put something. So I honored the legendary Penn State football player, Hingle McKringleberry. Oh, there you go. From the Key and Peele script. There you go. No, you're in, you're good, you're ready to go, Kringleberry. Waldo says,
What a great skit.
reminds me of when LeBron tried to trademark Taco Tuesday.
Yeah.
Did he get that?
Similar? No,
No.
he
Then
did not.
nobody got that, right?
Nobody got that. You can't own Taco
Can't
Tuesday.
copyright it.
I'm just saying. I don't.
But
I don't,
people try. People send these things into the office and they see if it goes through.
I wonder if we could copyright Fourth Dimension.
Probably not.
I think we should be able to.
Probably not.
Ray says, how predictable. My Ottawa Senators are already losing 3-0 now to
Yep.
the Coyotes, and they
Thank you.
currently have a 5-on-3 power play.
Oh my god!
I
When it
knew I
rains, it
shouldn't have
pours.
gone to this game.
And I
Jinx
mean,
my team.
It's everybody. There's like 3 different guys who scored.
I don't want to sound like a teenager at Abercrombie and bitch, but sorry, not sorry. Cabana Phoenix says yes, Coyotes are up, and they're he just gives me the exact same information Ray did. So yes, we're all very happy now. Thank you for that, Cabana. All right, so we have a little extra time, and okay. This is going to look weird. Did you hear they're talking about doing the XFL thing, right? You know about the XFL kickoff thing, right? And now some of these guys are talking about having 2 returners required on kickoff. How do you like one guy in the end zone and one guy just sort of floats around the 10-yard line? Or is it 2 guys on either side of the field and they just sort of
That's how they used to do it.
That's the way you used to do
Yeah,
it.
remember?
Yeah.
Guy on
Yeah.
each side. They'd always have that.
Yeah, like where they do the wedge formation of it, and you'd have one guy on one side and the
how
other guy.
long ago was that?
Not very.
Not very. I remember growing up and playing Madden, and like you could line up that
2
way on
returners.
kickoff.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I don't
90s.
think there was a rule against having 2 returners. Football just gravitated towards a more single returner back then.
Right.
I honestly don't recall that.
Yeah,
I
Really?
don't remember seeing 2 guys
yeah.
hanging around.
Everybody
back there.
does.
because especially when teams were like, okay, you want to kick away from that guy, so you
Yeah,
put your second best returner out there on the other side, and if they kick away from him, they're kicking it to, you know what, a guy that you don't mind picking up some yards.
And then they
Maybe-
run plays and do reverses and all that stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Remember
Yeah,
that?
Maybe it's because before 2005, the screen was like square, and they only
So
focused on
four
the guy
by 3.
catching, and the other guy was out of the frame. Now it's okay. All right. Well, listen, that they're going to require it now because if all the players can only be 5 yards apart, you're going to have some guys standing back there, and they're going to be placing the kicks because nobody's going to want this ball to go in the end zone because now it's the 35-yard line. So all these kickers are going to have to get really specialized into placing the kicks right there between the 0 and the 10 because you don't want to give it to a guy too far up. So they're going to have to get surgical on where they drop, and having 2 guys standing there makes it easier for you,
Right.
wherever they kick it. But
Oh, yeah.
requiring 2 returners, though, why would you require it? You'd need it. I don't know if you'd have to require it.
Well, if you want the game to play out a certain way, and I don't know exactly what it is that they think it's going to play out like, then you require it so that it will play out the way that you hope most of these kick returns will.
Didn't they used to require it? They'd have the 2 guys deep, and then you'd have 2 or 3 guys in front of them a few yards up, and then you'd have the guys up in the front. You had like 3 sets of guys.
Yeah, 3 rows. Yeah.
And they got away from that. I think a lot of it was people were trying to do onside kicks and stuff and take advantage of the fewer guys up front. But they used to require that. There was 2 sets of guys behind the initial line.
So what if you had 8 guys all standing there waiting and guarantees someone's catching it, and then you go from there? Then what would happen?
So you have 8 guys.
You have 8
standing
guys
back there,
standing there, kind of like.
So what are you going to do with the other 3? Isn't it 11 aside?
They run in a circle. That confuses the other team.
Take it out of the end.
So there's 3 circulars.
Okay. Yeah, all right. Yeah. I can see that.
Just
Sure.
take it out of the end zone, and you don't have to deal with it.
Peyton Manning would throw me out of his house.
Probably. Or he would call you a genius. I mean, it's either or. It's both sides of the spectrum here.
That's where I live my life, on the spectrum.
Yeah.
All right.
Has been said.
So I wonder, do you think that this XFL style kickoff thing, that's not going to happen this year, right? Is that something, or is it something that could happen this year?
Oh, I think it is. If they announce it, I think it's going to happen this year.
Well, they're talking about it.
But yeah, and if they're talking about it, I mean, is it possible? Sure. I just think that this is one of those things that you introduce and then you see how people think about it. And if it has any steam, then it'll show up next year with maybe, more people pushing for it.
I wonder if you could program Madden to do my idea. 8 guys in the back, 3 guys running in circles, and then the kickoff. And just see what happens.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sure somebody can break Madden and figure out how to make that work.
I'm kind of curious what the simulation would show. Maybe I am a genius. Did you ever think of that? No, of course you didn't.
You could be. No, I said it first.
This specific idea did not make me think that, but
boy, I did, Jeffrey. I called you a genius. Remember, either you're a genius or a complete kook.
Why is there going to be an or?
Because there's no middle with the idea.
You were talking about Peyton Manning. He would throw me out of his house. I said no. Or he would think you're an absolute genius.
Genius is these guys in England who have decided to give their bar a new name. They're going to call it the Gym. So that way you're going to leave the house. Are you going? I'm going to the gym. And then you just go over there and you have yourself a few beers and you hang out with your friends.
I believe just a few pints.
When you're not in any better shape than when you started going to the gym 6 months ago, it's going to be a red flag.
Don't you fat shame me.
You don't
I mean, I'm not.
But that's
I'm just
genius.
saying.
Calling a bar the gym so everybody goes to the gym. I got to head to the gym. Oh, yeah.
You feel great about it. It's just
then
you are drinking tons of calories instead of burning them. That's all I'm
also
saying.
something you can tell her and not be lying about it when you go
True,
to the gym.
But I'm just saying she's going to notice when, 7 months from now, you look the same or worse.
I don't like this judgmental tone.
I'm not. There's no judgmental tone. You will be judged by her if you keep telling her you're going to the gym and the gym is a bar.
She knows better than anybody how hard it is to lose weight.
She needs to mind her own beeswax.
Well,
just
you start with that, you won't have a sheet to have to tell her.
Yeah,
to the gym.
then you can just go. You don't have to tell anyone
all the time.
Yeah. But you can go to any bar. It wouldn't
Crying
even have to be
on
the gym.
treadmill is not a good look, Randy. Ladies and gentlemen, it's time now for On This Date in Big George's sports history. Back in the year 1949, Joe Louis, who had held the world heavyweight title for 11 and a half years, longer than anyone else in history, announced his retirement at the age of 34. Having defeated Jersey Joe Walcott in his last fight the previous year, he finished with a record of 63-3, which included 25 successful title defenses and 49 knockouts. Back to me, Jeffrey.
Wow.
It's funny because people who will have a belt for a few years and maybe they'll fight a guy a year, or every 9 months or so. He fought people left and right for 11 and a half years and he held that title. That is just amazing. Joe Louis, she puts a lot of these boxers today absolutely to shame. 25 title defenses. Is there anybody who is had more than one in a year?
Oh, I'm sure back then there's a bunch of them
in modern time, and I'm talking about lately. Say in the last 20 years, even. Nobody fought as much as a guy like Joe Louis defending that belt. And for 11 and a half years, that was made even harder by how much he had to fight to keep that belt. So when you hear some of these histories, understand the impressiveness of what Joe Louis did is even bigger than maybe you even realize. Ray says, wait, let's not bury the headline. Jeffrey O'Brien is friends with Peyton Manning, goes over his house regularly. Can you invite some of the Fourth Dimension next time you go?
No.
First off, that's not what I said. And second, hell no. Kiss the Cook says, swim midget racing at Adobe Speedway.
What?
Swim, SWEM, midget racing at Adobe Speedway.
Swim midget.
That'd be the midget cars, not the midgets.
I thought maybe the midgets were swimming. That's
don't-
an event I'd watch.
I don't recall swim midgets. I USAC midgets. I know that, but swim
They wouldn't go very
Southwestern.
far.
It's too
yeah, I
late. I'm
don't
already
know.
there in my head.
Yeah,
Think
this
about
is
it. They wouldn't get very far because they'd be like this. Like
They got a doggy
backhoe.
paddle.
My
Yeah,
dog
big
could beat
like
'em.
it. Oh yeah. Well,
Think of a flippers on though.
Oh yeah, the web toes help. Just assuming. I don't know. This show over yet?
It was over 4 hours ago.
in about 10 seconds.
Keon's busy.
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure that we have the AIA game start. Properly.
Right. Hey, coming up next, the AIA is having a basketball game.
Well, that means I probably should jump off then and just
No.
go ahead and jump off, make way for the AIA.
No.
guys.
Your
What?
equipment's fine. My
it?
equipment is the one that has to get.
I can't hear you breaking up. I don't
What's
know
that, Randy?
happening.
I'm driving under a bridge.
I can't.
What? Ralph, have a good show tomorrow. It's the Weekend Warriors at 10 a.m. Saturday morning here on 1580 The Fanatic with some. I think he's an insurance salesman. I don't know who the other guy is.
Yeah.
What does he do?
I told you he's a Shriners kid.
Shriners kid. Yeah, there you go. And the rest of you will be back here on Monday at 3 p.m. or something. Enjoy the high school basketball game, everybody, and go team, because I don't know. So, it's the Daily Blender here on 1580 Fanatic. Bye, everybody.